Rigamarole, where the wild things flow. Rigamarole, the voice of the fight. Dolph and James are shining the light.
Hello, everybody. This is James from the Rigamarole podcast with Dolph and James. Like I said, I'm James. And that guy over there, he's Dolph.
I am Dolph.
So, yeah, hi.
James!
What?
Wait a minute. I got something I need to talk to you about.
Oh, is it important? Because I'm kind of doing something.
It's very important.
Oh, well, what is this very important thing you must tell me about?
Oh, the Rigamarole podcast with Dolph and James is now brought to you by jkdistro.com.
jkdistro.com?
jkdistro.com.
What is jkdistro.com?
I'm glad you asked. jkdistro.com is your number one source for any of your marijuana-esque related products.
Marijuana-esque related products?
They have what's called THCA.
Well, why don't you tell me what that is?
THCA is essentially THC that is legal in most states, but does the same thing.
Oh, wow.
It's not your Delta 8.
It's not?
It's not your Delta 9.
Son of a bitch.
It's not your Delta 10.
Okay.
It's THCA.
Which is not those other things.
It's not.
Woohoo!
It's wonderful. And you can go to jkdistro.com and select a variety of different products.
They have varieties, not just one thing?
Right.
Oh, wow. Variety is excellent.
They've got your flowers.
Oh,
They got moon rocks.
moon rocks.
They got dust.
I know what none of these things are, but they sound amazing.
They have edibles and gummies.
I know what those are. I'm a fat man.
They even have bones for your pets.
Give a dog a bone.
And watch them go to sleep.
Ooh.
So head on over to jkdistro.com, and for now you can use the promo code Rigamarole Podcast. Wrong, Rigamarole 20.
Rigamarole 20?
Rigamarole 20
Okay.
to get 20% off your order.
That's amazing.
jkdistro.com.
jkdistro.com.
Welcome to Rigamarole Podcast with Dolph and James. I am Dolph.
And I be the James.
And I be the Dolph.
And I be the James.
And I be the Dolph.
Rigamarole!
Rigamarole. How are you, James?
I'm pretty good.
I'm doing all right. So, for those of you watching, you noticed we did have a little ad bumper at the beginning of this.
We had an ad.
We had one. Do you know what it means, James?
It means we're sponsored.
We're sponsored!
That's right.
Oh, and he pointed something out after we recorded the ad. jkdistro.com.
That's right. In case you couldn't understand what we were saying.
Yeah, next time you see the ad, there'll be words
That's right.
and such.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I mean, JK Distro's cool.
They're really cool.
I thought D's Nuts were going to be our first sponsor.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know,
I thought so.
But hey, things happen. What are you doing over there, Mr. James?
I was yesterday. I went to a store because I had heard that they had beef tallow, like Wagyu beef tallow, and I was
What is tallow?
It's basically fat.
I like fat.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, if you're cooking a steak instead of doing
part
it
of the meat.
Yeah, but instead of doing it in butter and stuff, you actually cook it in the beef tallow, and that makes it better.
So
Stuff
steak
like
cooked in steak fat.
Yes.
It's amazing.
So I was looking for it, and the store was supposed to have it, and they were
didn't.
out. They were
Sons
out.
of bitches.
But I did find some D's Nuts grilling rub. But it wasn't from these people. It was another company that was using D's Nuts.
Color me interested.
Yeah, I know. Because even if it's not by the same company, something about it just made me go, I want D's Nuts.
I always want these nuts.
Yeah, I know. It was like a grilling rub.
Didn't Mr. Beast have a candy bar called These Nuts?
I think so. But I think he had the Z in it, and they don't.
Oh, gotcha.
I think maybe that rub might have had the Z in it also.
And there lies the difference.
Also, that place that I was talking about,
Yeah.
it's in Clarksville. It was the Academy Sports, because they actually have a really big grilling section.
Dude, have you been to GFS in Clarksville?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I get the awesome nacho cheese.
I love GFS, dude.
Oh yeah.
Fucking such good deals on bulk and whatnot.
Yeah, they got all the briskets too. But anyway,
Brisket.
But anyway, what I was saying was, I noticed that in that grilling section over there at Academy Sports and stuff, where they had like that whole big all the seasonings and they were out of the tallow, but they also have they had like almost the full lineup of individual hot one sauces.
Oh fuck yeah!
They even had My Last Dab stuff that you detested, but they had that in store. They had Da Bomb.
I will not try to bomb.
You don't want the bomb. Da Bomb, I'd say mine is definitely spicier than Da Bomb, but I'm going to tell you, Da Bomb is nasty.
I think
it just has a bad flavor.
I think the bomb is just developed as a novelty gag. Here, fucking, you're not gonna enjoy this. It's just really hot.
It was just cool that I found it in a store.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. There's a lot of sauces in like the lower tier list of the hot ones lineup that I would love to try.
They had those.
Yeah,
They're just like $15 a bottle or so.
Okay, I don't know if I want to try.
Well, that's about how much mine was. I mean, they're expensive, but they're good.
I can't see spending $15 on a bottle of hot sauce.
Well, you just think how little of it you use at a time most of the time, so therefore it lasts a long time.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, my bottle of Frank's lasts a good minute.
Well, there you go.
But Frank's is good, man. Frank's is hard to fucking compete with.
Yeah.
You like Frank's?
No.
What's wrong?
It's almost anything that has that vinegar base I don't like.
Dude, Frank's has such a good flavor.
I don't like it. It's not like a gag. I just don't like it. Almost anything that has that vinegar base I don't like. That's just, I think it's one of the reasons I hate mustard so much.
Mustard's so fucking good.
I hate it. I can't help it.
You can't have hot dog without mustard.
I can. I absolutely can.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
It's a clown.
Yeah.
You can't have a hot dog without mustard.
Have you even seen that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't remember if
you told me about it.
And then you found it somehow?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Fuck, that's hilarious.
It was a porn
Yeah,
back in the day.
Have you seen? This is an old one.
It was well. I'm just if this was like a porn that I'd found way back in the day somehow, and it was like a sideshow thing at a circus, and there was like a clown.
Yeah.
And he had like a big fake penis that he was like poking in the cage at the lady that was in the cage, and then he kept on like. He was like, "You want a hot dog? You have a hot dog without mustard?" And he poured mustard all over it and him to ketchup and pop. He started throwing popcorn at her while she was like doing
beautiful
stuff, and it was weird.
So me and Vince actually had this conversation a couple of weeks ago about like porn back in the day and how because you didn't have like Pornhub back then. Like all your websites required money. So
unless you were torrenting stuff.
Well, that's the thing. Like torrenting even. I'm talking about before torrenting. I'm talking about LimeWire.
Wait, LimeWire? Yeah. And you'd end up with random stuff.
That's what I told Vince, because Vince didn't know this. Like, dude, the thing with LimeWire was you would
There's a lot of times you weren't even trying to get porn and you'd end up with porn.
But now, like, that was back in the day where you would just type in porn or XXX or whatever, or chick does this, and then you just cross your fingers and hope for the best.
Yeah.
You get like 15 things downloading that sounded remotely interesting, and a lot of times it had nothing to do with the title. And it was like, you wait your 30, 40 minutes for each one to download because DSL sucked.
Yep.
And then you click to open, and either it was okay, yeah, I'll give this a shot, or immediately go, yeah, delete and hope fucking nobody fucking shows up.
Yeah, or hope that you didn't just like put some kind of Trojan on your computer.
Yeah, that too. But no, I remember one dude, and I don't know if you've seen it or not. It was this dude he was dressed up as a shark and it was on a boat. He was dressed up in a big fucking shark outfit, and like he had a hole for his penis, and there was a huge big fat woman laying on her back, and he was just going to town on her. And I think the title of the video was Shark Humps Beached Whale.
Oh God.
And like the dude in the shark suit, because he had fins, and like he was just flapping his fins the whole time he was going at it. It was the funniest fucking thing.
Next to the Smurfs.
Oh, the Smurfs. Porn has evolved.
Yeah, but there was a time when it was I mean, not that there's not any parody porn anymore, but there was a time when there was just a lot of parody porn.
Yeah, it ruled the internet.
And it was funny. No, I mean, talking about even before internet. Like, when I remember when I first turned 18 and could walk back into those rooms.
Yeah.
In the video stores. Because, yes, there used to be video stores for the people that are young.
And in those video stores, there was a back room that you had to be 18 to go into.
And there was porn in there.
That's right.
But I remember looking on the wall. I remember not watching, but I remember seeing Grand Theft Anal.
That's wonderful.
The Madams Family, which I've actually seen that.
I've not watched it, but I know that title.
I've actually watched the Madams Family. I had to look it up one day just to see.
That's so funny. That's funny.
Do you remember the whole Don Knotts turning into the cartoon fish?
Yes.
The Incredible Mr. Limpet.
Yeah, I love that. Wait, Limpet?
Limpet. That's what it was. The Incredible Mr. Limpet.
Yeah, I loved that movie.
Well, there was an Incredible Mr. Lickett. There was.
That's wonderful.
I didn't watch that one.
Was it a fish?
No.
It should have been.
At least as far as I know, I didn't watch it.
It should have been a dude in a fish costume.
That was at Hollywood Video in Jeffersonville.
That's so
Remember the
funny.
Incredible Mr. Lickett.
Dude, Don Knotts was like, he was great as Barney. That's what everybody remembers him as. That and the
This
Three's
is
Company
a
guy.
terrible porno.
Why are there so many penises? The contract said there'd only be 2 penises. This is a terrible video.
That is great.
No, he was a good actor, but like there's this one movie he did. It was where it was in a haunted house.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of it, but it was a great movie. He's a good actor.
I just randomly went on to, I believe it was Paramount the other day, and just watched one random episode of Andy Griffith in the middle of it.
It was a good show.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen Andy in a long time, but I just picked one episode and watched it.
Yeah.
And it was the one where the kids, where Opie and the other kid had like hit a ball into this house and they thought it was haunted.
Oh, I've seen that one.
And then and then everybody else had to keep going in there trying to get the ball, and they kept thinking it was haunted and running away. And it was just that's where the shiners were hiding out, trying to scare everybody.
That's right. I think my favorite episode of Andy Griffith is the one where Andy's got like 3 commitments. He's got like 3 dinners to go to, and he doesn't want to, but he has to. And at each one, he ends up getting spaghetti. Like everybody's cooking spaghetti, so he gets 3 spaghetti dinners. Like he eats spaghetti and then goes to the next place. He's like, so what are we having? We're like, spaghetti. He goes, sounds great.
All right.
And then the last one, like, well, what are we having? It's like, I've made spaghetti. He goes, yeah. This is all right. Okay.
Oh, I always love that show, and I love that idea you said. You know, when they keep on taking all these shows and making them dark and realistic.
Yeah.
Doing it with Andy would be interesting.
It would be fucking great, dude.
It'd be kind of like Walking Tall.
Yeah. But with fucking,
again, just call it Mayberry.
Yeah.
Sheriff Taylor.
And then like with Barney, because Barney's known for like only keeping 1 bullet in his pocket, but in the show it could be because he's just a fucking badass and doesn't need bullets.
Well, yeah.
And he just beat their ass.
Well, not just that, but remember, like Barney, like he's always trying to put everybody in jail for everything.
Yeah.
So he could be that cop.
Yeah, fuck yeah, absolutely. And then Andy comes down and he's got to straighten out Barney. He's like, because like he fires all the other deputies because they're all corrupt, and he's like, Barney's a little corrupt too, but he's useful.
Yeah. He's like, you gotta calm down, Barn.
You gotta calm down.
And then he starts shooting everybody.
I just
Andy,
like
Sheriff Taylor. He's got to like bust up the meth lab that's trying to get Opie to do stuff instead of school.
I still think it'd be a great idea to see fucking Opie high on meth in an alley. Mm-hmm. And like Barney catches it and beats the shit out of him. And be like, no! This is a bad road.
Bad road?
Bad road to be going down.
Oh, okay.
It's got potential, man.
Yeah.
It's got potential.
I just like that show. I always love the fact it's like...
It's so wholesome.
Even like, drunk dude just show up at the jail drunk, knowing he's going to get in there and put himself in the jail cell.
Otis.
Wake up in the morning, reach out, grab the key, unlock himself, and leave.
Yeah.
I love that.
Otis was good.
That whole show was great.
Gomer was good. I love that Gomer got his own little spin-off. Mm-hmm. Because Gomer Pyle is a great fucking show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Sergeant Carter. But yeah.
I started doing that the other day. I started thinking back to all those old shows I used to watch when I was little, like on Nick at Night.
Yep.
And there were a couple of them. It's like I could hear a little bit of the theme song, could not figure out what the hell it was. Figured it out finally the other day. It
Yeah.
was fucking Patty Duke show.
I don't think I ever watched the Patty Duke show.
But you know what it was about?
Not a clue.
Think like the
Is it like the Mary Tyler Moore show?
think it was kind of like a concept, kind of like the Parent Trap, except instead of it being like two identical sisters, they were identical cousins.
That's not even possible, is it?
Apparently it was in that, but it was just that's what it was. It was like two identical cousins. So I think it was the same girl playing both of them, but you know, one of them was like all country-ish and the other one was all city-ish, and it was kind of like that. But I could hear a little bit of the theme song, couldn't figure out what the fuck it was.
Well, what was it?
The Patty Duke Show.
But what was the theme song?
Huh? I remembered the "When Cousins Are Two of a Kind." I remembered that.
Okay, but what was the part that you couldn't remember? Or
I couldn't remember what show it was.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I misunderstood.
Oh, I got you.
I thought you meant like you remembered a theme song, but there was part of the theme song you didn't understand.
Oh, I got
That
you.
you finally
I
figured
didn't
out.
go back and listen to the whole theme song afterwards,
Go
even though I
listen
need
to it.
to. But
And then there's Maud.
I the Mary Tyler Moore show was a good show. All of
It
it,
was.
most of it back then was a good show. Dick Van Dyke's good.
Dick Van Dyke is great.
Yeah, that's still a good show.
Fucking the Jeffersons is good. I know it's not quite as old, but
No, but I mean, Dick Van Dyke he was a comedy writer.
Dick Van Dyke is
That's
great.
why it was funny.
Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie. Both of those were good.
I always liked Jeannie a little bit better than Bewitched myself. But it might have just been because she was hotter.
I was going to say, yeah, that for me. That's what it
It's
was.
like the first person that was showing her belly button on TV, if I remember right.
Yeah, and you didn't do that.
Yeah, okay, here you go. What was the first show on TV that showed a married couple sleeping in the same bed?
Ooh. Like the actual real answer, or like that I remember?
The real answer.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Surprising, it actually was not live action.
It was a cartoon?
Yeah.
Simpsons?
Is that, no, that was like the 80s.
Okay, I know
it's the Flintstones.
Oh. Okay, yeah, that's an older one.
So that used to be prime time. That was back when they would still do the cigarette commercials in the bumpers.
Well, I mean, I think that's why it was a cartoon.
Still, though.
You know,
That was still a big thing, though.
which I don't understand because even though like the people on TV were sleeping in separate beds, people in real life were not doing that.
As far as I know. I'd be interested to...
According to my dad, at least, people didn't do that. So I don't know.
I've heard that term, people talking about pushing the beds together, so maybe it was a thing.
I was gonna say maybe it was something that people were supposed to do,
And they just didn't.
and they just didn't. Just like
I've
supposed to brush our teeth.
Well, you've heard the whole pushing the beds together, right?
Joking,
You've heard
joking.
people talking about
Yeah,
that, so
yeah,
that might have been a thing.
Oh, we're pushing the beds together tonight, honey. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Can you imagine that? God, you be a kid in the other room, and all of a sudden you just hear this across the floor, and you're like, oh no.
It's like they're gonna do it. Because back then, sex was so like private and like you don't fucking talk about it. But like domestic violence was just not really questionable. It was just
You did it?
so. I wonder how many kids went upstairs, knocked on the door. Is everything okay? Because they were hearing sex, and the dad because he didn't want to talk about sex. No, don't worry, son. I'm just beating your mom. Everything's fine.
That might have happened.
I could see that happening.
It is weird that was like such an acceptable thing back then.
It was.
It's like, my food was not as warm as it should have been when I got home.
Mac.
She didn't have my cocaine ready for me. Remember they always have those little boxes of the snuff and shit?
Yeah.
And other stuff like that?
Have you seen Pleasantville?
Yeah.
You were saying all that, and the whole thing, my brain is going, where's my dinner? Where's my dinner? And then, like, he goes and talks to people. He's like, and I checked the microwave, and it wasn't there. And they're like, oh, I checked the stove, and it wasn't there. In the fridge. So where was it? She didn't make it. And they're just like, no! It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, my wife cooks me dinner maybe once a week, and then I cook maybe
There-
once a week.
There are a lot of times when I get home, if I'm working day shift, where when I get home from work, I will sit down in my chair in the living room, and my woman will walk out of the kitchen and hand me a plate and a big glass of milk. And I'm like, this is awesome. What?
Nothing.
It is. It's
No.
awesome.
I have qualms about that.
Why?
I can't get into why I have qualms about that.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't.
Because you used to date her and she never did that to you? Is that what it was?
That's a qualm.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was. What the hell, man?
I told you.
It's fine.
I told you that last time that
Yeah.
there were a bunch of other people would perceive problems with stuff, and I never had those problems.
Well, it's funny because I don't think I've ever had this conversation with you, but like I've noticed like the differences between like the whole the first person, then me, and then you, and I've noticed the differences, and I honestly think because I know she wasn't happy with dude,
Right.
and it took her about a month or two after we broke up for her to finally admit that she was not happy with me. But she did. She did say that, and I think part of the reason, if not all of the reason, why things are different is because she actually is happy with you.
No,
I really do think that. Like
I think she's happy for the most part.
I do. Like whenever
I'm happy for the most part.
I remember thinking about that years ago. I remember thinking about it years ago. I was like, I'm glad she finally found her dude, and I'm glad her dude happens to be one of my best friends.
Well, that's good.
Which is a weird thing.
Yeah, I
But
understand
it's
though.
not weird.
Well, like I said, if you listen to the last one, I mean,
Yeah, you
everything went around right. We did the right, everything went correctly.
Does anybody ever tell you that they think it's weird?
Only if I tell them everything,
Yeah.
like from the beginning.
So what I tell people is that, me and her, 5 years, then we split up, and then, me and the other one got together, and then you came to me.
Well, you had already got married to the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you came to me, we had a talk, everything was fine. That's all I tell people. And I'm like, and he's, I mean, I could not think of a better person to be in the stepdad role for my kid.
Well, thank you.
Could not think of a better person.
Well, thank you, buddy. That's
welcome.
nice.
Well,
But yeah, if I get into the whole thing, like from the very beginning,
yeah,
like can I just a little bit? Just a little bit?
it depends. What?
Just a little bit.
What?
It's like you were dating somebody, and her name rhymed with my girlfriend's name.
Oh yeah.
It's like you were dating
Yeah,
somebody.
you can get into all that.
Yeah, you were dating somebody whose name rhymed with my girlfriend. And then
for 2.5 years.
yeah, and then that first buddy that we talked about, he
And
was
then-
dating my girlfriend.
Right.
They broke up. You got with my girlfriend. It was not my girlfriend at the time, but I'm just saying you got with her. And then guy that was with her got with your girlfriend that you had before. So you would you all kind of in a sense, I
traded.
know you didn't, but you effectively traded for people whose names rhymed.
Yeah. And the thing is, I really think he got with her. I think they got with each other
Out of spite,
and out of
initially?
spite and trying to get revenge. But me and her, we didn't give a fuck. It was like, wait, if you guys are together, are you guys gonna stop bothering us now?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, but go ahead.
Yeah, that was just it. But I mean, if I do that,
Okay,
then
yeah, that's fine.
it's a weird thing. There was a whole lot of that type of stuff back then.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I mean, I guess in a way, anybody out there watching, if you have been in a committed relationship for a long time and you're kind of sick of it, and you've got a buddy who's been in a relationship for a long time and he's kind of sick of it, but you like the idea of each other's significant others, I can effectively tell you how to trade. And it work.
That's funny. Technically, I guess that's true.
Yeah. Which was not the intention. It never was the intention.
But it is what happened.
It is definitely what happened.
It was just funny. The whole thing is funny.
But no, yeah, I don't go into that detail. I mean, sometimes I do, but
There have been a few times, like at places that I've worked, where I've just went, "You want to hear some shit?" And then I started talking, and by the end of it, they're like, "Dude," it's like, well,
yeah, because there's another part that I really don't want to get into.
yeah.
You know, so you know.
No, I don't know which part we're
Okay,
talking
well, there's
about.
another part.
But I'm just saying there are other parts of everything that we don't get into.
There's another factor of this whole weird transition-y thing that I don't talk about with people because I have once, and they're like, all right, so like I tell James is with so and so, and they're like, that's fucking weird. Y'all still friends? I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, technically before that transpired, this transpired, and they're like, that's even more fucking weird.
Oh,
and
that thing.
Yeah. And
yeah.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. You can't.
Well, the funny thing is, like,
explainable.
technically my girlfriend, like, way back in the day, I remember asking her out, and she told me she just started dating that first guy, which I didn't know about.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. And that was it.
What's funny is, like, because, like, whenever I first met that person was, back on Ridge.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
And I liked her and, like, had an instant crush. And it was, like, a week before her and the other dude got together. But I couldn't fucking say anything. And, like, I remember, like, being in a room with her and finally, like, getting over my shyness because the power was out.
Uh-huh.
So we had conversation. But never once in my conversation did I say anything like trying to make a move. So we just had this weird fucking conversation, and I'm just like, yeah, I could, I'm gonna ask her, but I just fucking couldn't do it. And like I came over the next time, and she was with that dude, and I'm just like, oh, but it was okay.
I was a little bit like that, but then me and her were cool.
Yeah,
the whole time, but just I don't know.
So something I remember from Ridge about her.
She kept just running away from people and not talking.
That's funny. That's not what I was gonna bring up. And it's funny because
she did. You'd walk up to her and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she'd just like turn around and walk away and be like, "Oh, good."
No, the thing that I remember, and it's funny because I didn't remember this, and I randomly remembered it about a year ago because like it never happened when me and her were together, and I don't think it's happened since. But back then on Ridge, I remember being there one night, and somebody said something about her screaming.
Oh yeah,
and I was like,
the most high pitched fucking scream I've ever heard.
And then people said that. I'm like, it can't be that loud. And she looked at your mom and was like, "Can I?" And your mom put her hands over her ears and goes, "Go ahead." And she did it, and I was like, "Dear Jesus!" Yeah. It's like a fucking tornado siren in your fucking face.
Kinda.
It's fucking loud as shit.
She can.
It hurt.
I remember. Oh man. There were all kinds of good times back at Ridge.
Yeah.
I remember me and Michael pushing the piano out of the back of the truck down the hill.
What? Here's another one. I don't know this one. Did it make cool noises?
His brother, I don't remember how he got it, but he had acquired this piano. And it was in the back of Michael's truck that he had.
Okay.
And it was sitting there for like probably close to a month. And dude just never got it. And it was getting rained on, and it just wasn't in great condition anymore, but it was just sitting there, and he was just like, "Man, I'm tired of that thing being in my truck."
Wait, so he had it for somebody else?
It was his brother's.
Oh, okay.
I think the school that his brother went to was getting a new one, and they gave it to him.
Oh, shit.
Or something.
Okay.
And it was just in the back of the truck, and it wasn't getting taken care of. It was getting rained on, and it was just... Mike got tired of it being there, and he was finally like, "Hey, do you want to, like, push this down the hill? Like, out of the back of the truck down the hill and just listen to what kind of noises it makes?" And we were like, "Yeah."
Sounds like a Mike thing.
So we did. It was cool. Made all kinds of cool noises, and
it
it broke into all kinds of pieces at the bottom.
That's awesome.
It was cool.
What hill? Was it the one behind your house?
Yeah, the one that we had the swing on, the one that I broke and fell on my face and everything. The one, technically, it was on the other end of the duplex, because it wasn't the one right behind the house. It was, well, not
because that was the wrestling area right behind the house.
Right, but it was technically on the other side. You know what I mean? Because that's where the hill was that went down.
Yeah.
because there was a trail that went down behind our house, but the actual big hill was more toward the other side.
Okay,
And it was down that big hill.
That would be cool. Now I want to fucking push a piano down a hill.
I remember, and I don't remember if I talked about that before, but I remember that the cliff back there that we used to go climb back there in the woods. I remember there was this tree at the side of it, and me and him were just going, you know what? It'd be cool to like throw a tree off the top of this cliff. And
That does sound cool.
And so we had a hatchet.
Oh shit.
And every time we went back there to get high, we would go to that tree and start chopping on it with this hatchet. And we did this for like a month and a half till we finally got through and it fell. And this was just me and him. And I remember we were trying so hard because, you know, around the side of that cliff, you could kind of walk up it without climbing.
Yeah.
We were trying to drag it up the cliff so we could throw it off. And we were having a hard-ass time. And then all of a sudden, we were like, you know, what, 15, 16, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden, maybe we were a little bit younger. I might have been 14 at the time. He might have been 16. Somewhere in there. Anyway, randomly, there were like just these two grown-ass men. Looked like they were probably in their 30s, maybe 40s, walking around. And they were just walking back there. And they're like, hey, what y'all doing? And we're like, we're trying to drag this tree up to the top of the cliff so we can throw it off and watch it fall and stuff. And they just went, that sounds fucking awesome. And then they came up and they helped us pull the tree up to the top of the cliff so we could all get it up on our shoulder and just run and launch it off.
That's amazing.
And then it bounced and it didn't break the way it should have, the way we wanted it to, but it still bounced. And then they were like, oh, well, that was cool. Later. And then they turned around and left. And
so two fucking grown men, as kids, you encounter them in the woods. Like, what are y'all doing? And you tell them, let's do it. And they helped you and then left.
Yeah, they were like, that was cool. Later, guys. And then they just left.
See, I'm telling you, man. Like,
never known their names. We never exchanged names, anything.
Life was so much better back in the day. Because that shit wouldn't happen today. At all. So, I don't know if you know the story. You might. You should. But have I told this story on the podcast yet? Of me and my brother and the Charlestown High School.
I don't know.
Well, I'm just going to get into it.
I got more of those too.
Okay. Well, I never went to Charlestown High School. Because I was a bad kid. But we'll get back into that later. I was 13. Joe was 15. We were living in that little trailer park.
Yeah.
And it was during the winter. School was out. And I remember just one day me and Joe went on a walk like we normally did. And we ended up at the track, the high school track. And I remember there was a bunch of lottery tickets all over the track for some reason, scratched off them. But me and Joe always picked those up and checked them.
Right.
Joe found a $20 winner, and he put it in his pocket. And I was like, yeah, let's go have Mom and Dad cash it in. And he's like, I got an idea. And I'm like, okay. So we leave the track area. We go to the little football area.
Yeah.
And there's like a bunch of lockers and doors and stuff. And they're all locked. And we just decided we wanted to know what was in here. So, statute of limitations.
Go ahead.
You can't fuck with me. So, we just start pounding on these doors. And we can't get the doors open. But the big locker at the end, where they had the roll-up thing.
Yeah.
We broke the lock off. And we opened it up and there was a bunch of football equipment, like shoulder pads and helmets. And we gathered as many of those as we could, and went to the very top of the stands, like the bleachers, the very top, like where the announcer box was. And we were like, let's go in here. And that door was unlocked. We walked in, there's like a desk and chairs and shit. And we opened the big window, and we just start throwing the helmets and the shoulder pads out, watching them hit the ground. The helmets bounced. Then we threw the desk out, and it just fucking shattered. We threw the chairs out. Threw all the equipment out, and then we met these two kids. For the longest time, I thought they were somebody else, but Joe recently told me who they were.
Okay.
They were Setter brothers too, and they helped us break into the little office in the Charlestown pool.
Okay.
And we found a bunch of lost and found stuff, like jewelry and chains and stuff, and we just made a mess of that place too. And then I remember apparently weeks later, we were hearing stuff about how. Because cameras weren't there, but there were people talking about the break-in at Charlestown High School, and that somebody had told Mom and Dad that it was us, and they asked us, no, You wouldn't know. And they're like, oh, you sure? I was like, yeah, no. And then there was like reward posters, like, you know, say if anyone has any information. And I was like, that's funny. But no, we never got caught. But it was a good time.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing your dubious crimes with the internet.
I mean, I was 13. It was a long time ago. I'm 38 years old now, if that tells you people anything.
Uh-huh. Well, I had some of those also, but I ain't going to talk about those.
I feel like if Detective Wolf is watching right now, he's like, I knew it, you son of a bitch.
Well, like I said, I have a few of those, but I ain't telling them.
What? Statute of limitations.
Doesn't matter.
One.
Don't care.
Give me one. Give me one. Come on.
One?
Give me one. A real one. Like a good one. Here comes the juice.
There were... Okay.
Yes.
I remember back in the day, we decided, me and like 3 other people, we decided we wanted to make a ninja club.
All right, this sounds promising. I'm liking this so far.
And our whole thing was, we just thought we would, you know, ninja stuff. You know, we would steal a bunch of crap and we would ninja stuff.
We ninjas.
Yeah, we ninja stuff. So we did that. We kept on, you know, remember there'd be all these books and stuff where, like, you know, you just start looking at them like random magazines, and then they'd have pages where it's like, hey, you can buy grappling hooks from here, and you could buy ninja stars and weird stuff like that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Do you remember how you used to use the shirt to make your ninja mask for Sensei?
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time in Lafayette that I watched you do that. And I'm like, man, you're so good at that. And you're like, well, I mean, you know, I learned how to do it a long time ago. And you said something about a ninja club, but you did not say anything else. I don't think I asked, but you did. Okay, I'm very curious now.
Okay.
Because that's where you got that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So.
Oh no, I'm excited. I'm excited.
We did that. We started training, and our training was going back and climbing that cliff a bunch.
Okay.
We set up zip lines going down from the top so we could practice that type of stuff.
All right.
Then, for anybody who wanted to be in the club, they had to steal their uniform.
Okay, I mean, that's fair.
Right. So, that was a cross in between the dollar store there in Charlestown and Big Blue.
I remember Big Blue. I love Big Blue.
Right. So I mean, like, we're talking like we had to get a black, like, sweatshirt,
Mm-hmm.
and we had to get black sweatpants, and then we got those little bitty, like, ballet-looking slippers, and black socks.
All right.
Because you put on the slippers, and then you put the socks on over that, so you'd have, like, little ninja shoes.
That's cool.
And then a black shirt for the mask, and gloves, which we got from Big Blue all the time.
Yeah.
So you'd have to go in and steal everything for your outfit and get out, which we all did successfully.
I'm not going to ask you the names of anybody, but I am going to ask you how many members you had.
Including myself, 4 or 5.
That's not bad. A lot of thievery happening in Charlestown.
Right.
Beautiful.
So we had to do that, including one time in Big Blue when I was trying to get the gloves. Mm-hmm. And when I went in there, I remember we had did all this walking around, and you could tell they knew something was going on. You know,
Yeah.
They were watching us. And I remember I finally got to this point where I was like, I'm going to get these gloves. And I, like, had them, and I'd, like, stepped close to one of those big circular racks of shirts and stuff, and I'd, like, got kind of in it so I could put them in. You know what I mean? And while I was and I was like, it's positive. We'd scoped for cameras and people and all this stuff. And as I was, like, putting them in my pants, right there, I looked up, noticed there was a camera, like, literally pointed right at me.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, fuck. And then you could tell that they knew something was up. So they were, like, trying to come and, like, mess with us. And 2 of the other people that were there, because we were all in there.
Yeah.
They knocked some shit down over on the other side and distracted them, made them go over there while I got out.
That's a ninja move.
And I had a bag on my bike that had a different shirt in it.
Yeah.
And stuff, so I could immediately, once we got away, I could switch what I was wearing. You know, take off the pants, I had shorts, and, you know what I mean, just
That's
completely
cool.
change. Stuff like that.
Devious little kid.
And, yeah, we did that. I remember I went to my grandpa's house, and I technically stole the big VHS camcorder for a couple days so we could make a recruitment video,
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm loving this. Keep going.
which we did in that one little bomb shelter thingy.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking
I do,
about?
yeah.
We did the recruitment video in that.
That's cool.
We like jumped into frame all ninja and stuff.
That's wonderful.
Had this whole thing, and then we started going out at nighttime. Like we'd wait until like midnight and start going all over the projects and the new projects, trying not to get caught and stuff like that. We had this big plan that we were going to eventually try to break into the dollar store. Never got to that far because no one ever had any money to buy the lockpick kits that we were looking at in the magazines and shit.
That's funny. That's great, dude.
But we did that. I remember one time. Well, I remember twice. We only got caught outside once, and it was we were trying to go up. I think it was Lowell. So that's a little street. And We
Yeah.
were bouncing around in between cars, and the thing is, we didn't do it at midnight. We did it at like 8 o'clock. So there were a bunch of people still out.
Right.
And we got to like 3/4 of the way down the street before anybody seen us. We did a really good job. And then I think they thought that we were trying to, like break into something, which we weren't. We were just trying to get down the street.
You guys
But-
were just practicing being ninjas.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Stealth.
but they thought that we were trying to break into something. They started yelling at us, so we went running. And we got over there close to JJ, and then we seen cop cars coming around the library.
Oh, shit.
And we knew there was no way we could run from that point, but everybody had taken off their mask, and like I remember I dropped mine in my pants, and it was like just down at the bottom because I had my pants like tucked into the socks.
Yeah, so it was at the leg.
Yeah, so it was like down at the leg, and the cops got there, and they were like, "What are y'all doing?" Blah blah blah. And it was like, "It's not technically past curfew yet." It's like, "Yeah, but you're wearing all black. People say you're trying to do stuff," and it's like, "We ain't trying to do nothing." And then the only thing I really remember about that, they told us we all had to go home immediately, or we were going to lose our dicks. I remember that specifically.
I've never heard that threat from a cop.
Neither had I. That was but I remember it specifically.
And
So then we
thinking
got.
about Charlestown cops, I wouldn't put it past them.
So then we got home. And about 2 hours later, we went out again,
That's funny.
and we went up to the new projects,
Ninjas.
and we got most of the way through. Like we were out there maybe an hour and a half, and we were doing real good. And then at the last, like one of the last places that we could have been seen, we got seen. Somebody started yelling, calling cops. We went through the woods, ended up coming down by the
Cops are like, not these fucking ninjas again.
ended up coming out down by the park,
Yeah.
and then we were going up Spring Hill, and about halfway up that hill, behind us the lights started going, and we just out both sides.
Yeah.
And I remember me and another guy. There's a house that's like halfway up that hill, that has like almost like a little carport that's right next to the house.
Yeah.
And me and this one dude both dove into that carport, and we ducked down like fetal position almost into little balls
And you were wearing all black.
underneath a table right at the back corner of that carport. And we could see that the cop had stopped there and was shining a light back and forth looking for
But he
everybody.
couldn't see you.
And then they kept going.
And at that moment, James was like, we're ninjas.
Kinda.
That's cool.
And then we got home.
That's awesome, dude. That's a great story. And you said we didn't have any more stories to tell.
So yeah, that was the Ninja Club.
I like that.
I think I was like 13 maybe.
That's cool, man. That is really cool. Yeah, I didn't know you then. Otherwise, I'd have been like, well, I don't know. If I had known you then, I was an annoying little shit. I would have been a terrible.
Your older
recruit.
brother was not a ninja.
He wasn't.
He was not.
I was gonna say yeah, because I'd have been a terrible recruit at that age. My weapon of choice would have been a tennis racket.
Well, I remember, yeah, we were trying. That's funny. We were trying so hard, but it was like we'd have like those books. You know what I'm talking about. They would have
Yeah,
like,
dude.
yeah, because we were
Like
like,
Bud K and shit.
yeah, because we were gonna get ninja weapons and grappling hooks and the lockpick sets
Fuck
and all
yeah,
that
dude.
stuff that we didn't have money for.
Yeah, I remember Bud K magazine back then. Had all that stuff in it. Like you could get like fucking armor and stuff.
Yeah.
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 That's cool stuff, man. That's a great story. Why have you never told me that before?
I didn't know that you didn't know that.
Just assume I don't know anything because
That's funny.
as this podcast has proven.
So yeah, that's how I learned how to make the the sensei masks.
Because I remember you saying something about Ninja Club on Lafayette, but you didn't elaborate.
Well,
I mean, yeah. Again, it's statute of limitations, and plus, you didn't really do anything wrong. Little bit
The
of
funny
like
thing-
minor theft.
the funny thing is, we're talking about all this type of stuff, and yeah, back then, there was a lot of minor theft type stuff going
Yeah.
on. Here, there was two more of those things I'll tell real quick.
Yes.
It's not ninja stuff, but it's minor theft things, at least. Because I'm not a thief, but
Oh, hold on. Let me get into this. So
there was a short amount of time back then.
now I won't steal anything like from a person. Or a
No,
store.
me neither.
But back, I'd say between the ages of 10 and sadly like 18, 19, I was not above like taking something from a store. Nothing serious.
No,
But I would never steal from an individual that I knew.
No.
Never take anything from a person, like a friend or a family member, anything like that.
no.
And I think there's a huge difference between, like, being 13 years old and be like, I like this toy. My parents aren't going to buy it. Fuck it. It's not going to hurt anybody if I just take it.
Yeah, I remember changing price tags of Sega games in Walmart so I could get them for cheaper.
Hell yeah.
Back when they were clearing out the Sega games for PlayStation games, and they were really cheap and stuff.
Yeah.
And then finding games that were not as cheap, but then finding ones that were cheap and just changing the price tag.
Yeah.
I changed them on like 4 of them. That way, when I'd bring up the one and they'd scan it and it wouldn't pop up the price that it said, I'd be like, "There's more of them. I can go get more of them." And I'd go get 4 of them, put them up there on the counter, and they go, "Oh, okay," and they change the price for me.
That's hilarious. But yeah, no.
But there was right before 8th grade. I remember this. I had went into. That was when South Park was just starting to get really, really big.
Yeah.
And the Circle K in Charlestown had so much South Park shit. Like, whether they were buttons.
But it wasn't Circle K. It was Bigfoot.
Yes.
Bigfoot,
But
yeah.
there was buttons, lanyards. They had the little wind up walking toys.
Yeah, I had several of those.
Yeah. I stayed in there for like an hour one time and stole one of everything that they had South Park wise.
That is awesome. And again, we're not promoting thievery.
No,
by
but I
any means. There's a
never
difference.
left the store. I bought I bought like a big drink,
And you
and I
just kept
stayed
it.
in there and just one thing at a time.
That's cool.
Because this goes into the second thing. Because I used to do that at the dollar store too. I had a coat. Okay, this was an old purple like starter jacket,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a jacket. It was like a full thick coat. But for I'd found that my side pockets, they had a rip inside of them, and you could put things into the back of the coat, like in the lining.
That's cool.
That way there was nothing in your pockets.
That's really cool.
So that's how I did that there at the Bigfoot, and I used to do that at the dollar store too, because there'd be times when we'd be poor and I'd need more pencils for school and shit like that, and I would just grab a bunch of pencils and pens and paper and a shitload of candy and everything, and it would just all be in the back of my coat, and my pockets were
Love it.
empty. There was only one time I got asked about stuff, and I showed my pockets, and they were empty.
That's
and they were like, "Oh
hilarious.
well," and it was all in my coat, and I was like, "Yeah."
So, do you remember when Steve worked at Chevron?
Yep,
So, I think you have a story too.
I do. I don't know if it should be told, but
I've got one that probably doesn't need to be told. But I'm gonna tell it.
yeah,
I was-
we're not saying which of one of those.
Right. So I was 18 or 19, one of the two, and I was at home, and I got a call from DL on my cell phone. He goes, "Hey, Dolph." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "What are you doing right now?" I was like, "I'm at home." He goes, "Come across the street to Chevron." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "I need your help with something." I'm like, "Okay." All right, I'm on my way. And he goes, "Do you have a backpack?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Bring it." Okay. So I go, and DL does not work there, but DL is behind the counter. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "So Steve had to make a run real quick, and I don't know when he's going to be back, but we need cigarettes." And I'm like, "What are you saying to me right now?" He goes, "I'm saying, tell me what kind you want. I'm going to go in the back and get some cartons." And I'm like, "Okay." Why do I need to be here? He goes, because you need to watch out here just in case somebody comes in. Yell for me or something. Like, okay. So he runs back there, and then the next thing I know, I see somebody pull up at the gas pump. I'm like, somebody outside, somebody outside. He's like, hold on. I was like, somebody outside. He's like, hold on. I'm like, I'm leaving. He goes, fuck. And he comes out and he throws me the backpack. He's like, leave. And I go home. And I open it up, and there's not nearly as much as I thought there should be. There's like 3 cartons.
Still.
But it was like Marlboro Red, 2 cartons of Marlboro Reds and a carton of Marlboro Lights. And finally he comes back to my house, and we go in my room and we split them all up. And I don't smoke lights at the time, so I go in the other room, and I don't have a job. And I go, here, Mom, you smoke Marlboro Lights. And I gave her like half a carton of Marlboro Lights. She's like, thank you? How'd you get these? I'm like, don't worry about it. But yeah, I had cigarettes for a while.
Mine was, like I said, we're not talking about location.
That's right.
Mine would have been, you know how that was back then.
Yeah.
There was a lot of times there just wasn't anything to eat.
Yeah. And you know what? That wasn't like your mom and Steve's fault. That was like everybody else's fault. Like, 'cause people would just come over there and eat
Oh, yeah.
whatever y'all did have.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, me and another individual,
Give me a hint.
huh?
Like I said, DL. They won't know what that means.
Right.
I want to know.
It was the guy.
Got it.
So, anyway, the guy called
Wait, the guy or the dude?
the dude.
Okay. Got
Sorry.
it.
Either way, called Steve over there, and he said, "Hey, man, I'm getting ready to walk over there with James. When you see us get into the parking lot, just go to the back." And he was like, "Okay."
Complicit.
And we walked in with a backpack and just filled it
With like food and snacks and
with,
shit.
yes, with, I mean, we're talking about like full packs of cookies. We took like all the jerky. I took all the fast breaks that they had.
Damn!
We took like probably like, I think we filled the rest of it. We had probably 20 Red Bulls.
Oh my God.
We just, I mean, we went off. We had this whole, I think it was a duffel bag. We had just like filled this shit full of all this food.
That's fucking amazing.
And then we just left.
And again, statute of limitations. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, dude. And again, and we really don't promote thievery.
No.
Like that, it's hard
Back
to
in the day,
explain.
it was a little different.
It was a little different, and it's hard to explain, man. Like
I am a well balanced member of society now, and I don't do that.
no, and like I said, I think the last time I stole anything was probably like a Tootsie Pop from a gas station. I was probably a little older than I'd like to admit. Probably like 21, 22.
I remember my last time. Technically, it wasn't originally intentional, but then I noticed it and I just went faster.
Yeah.
And that was, I went to Walmart. This was like 4 years ago. I went to Walmart and we had got like $300 worth of stuff. And we were at one of those like U-scan things, and I'd done all of it, and I swiped the card, and it just sat there and processing for a long time.
Yep.
And it didn't do anything. And then eventually, once it did, it acted like I didn't pay. But it had popped, it took the money out.
Yeah.
It popped it up on my thing. I pulled it up, and I showed him. It was like, look, that's the total. It says right there. It's the same total. It says the time. We paid for this. The thing messed up. And they said, oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. And then they walked us out to show them that we didn't have a receipt, and it's okay. And as soon as, literally, as soon as we got out the door, but before we got to the car, I got a notification that they put all that money back.
I have something very similar to that, dude.
And then we just went faster, faster, faster. And the funny thing was, we were leaving that Walmart. The reason we had bought all that stuff was we were getting ready to go on a weekend camping trip.
Yeah.
So we had bought some stuff, but we went, well, we don't quite have quite enough for what we want. So I remember we needed to get a new cooler.
Yeah.
But we didn't have enough money for that, so we didn't get a new cooler. And we had X'd off the steaks off of the menu because they didn't have enough money.
Yeah.
So then once we figured out we got all of that stuff for free, we had left that Walmart and went to another Walmart and bought a cooler and bought steaks.
Yeah.
And stuff.
That's funny. Now, dude, so This was actually about 3 or 4 months ago. I went to Circle K because I needed to get a couple packs of cigarettes. When I say couple packs, I mean like 4 or 5. 2 liters, and I got a Polar Pop, a couple of those little Roller Grill hot dogs, and a bag of chips. And dude, for whatever reason, Circle K was packed. And I get up the line, you know, and it's my turn, and the lady behind it, she just seemed overwhelmed, and it was like, I think my total was like $50-something, and I handed her, you know, I swiped my card, and it said error, and she's like, here, let me have it. We've been having trouble with it all day, and she did it, and she's like, it's not working. I'm like, I've got money on there, and she did it again, and I saw the thing, and just said, you know, it was spinning, but it hadn't said approved. And she's like, all right, here, you're good. And I'm like, you sure? And she's like, yeah. And I pulled my phone out, and I'm like, my money hadn't left. And I was like, we probably ought to wait for this. She's like, no. She's like, I promise it's going to go through. I'm like, okay. And I go out to the car, and I left. Money never left my account. So I'm sitting there going, I just got like $50-something worth of shit for free. I was like, that's not really on me.
Right.
I was like, but then I'm like,
next time I come back here,
are they gonna? Yeah. So I went in there. I avoided it for like fucking.
I avoided that Walmart for like a month.
Yeah. I avoided it for a long time. Finally, I went in, and she happened to be working. And I was like, "Hey, how's your day going?" She goes, "Good." I'm like, "Everything okay?" She's like, "Yeah, it's been a good day." I'm like,
"Cool."
So I'll just get a pack of cigarettes. So I mean, I guess I technically should have done the right thing, and went in the next day and was like, "Hey," but
yeah, I got you.
Wasn't my fault.
I got you.
But I will say, I remember the last time I willingly stole from a place. I was like 26, and I went into Circle K, and I got 3 of those hot dogs, and I wasn't done shopping, so I ate one of them. When I went up to pay, I just was like, here are 2 hot dogs. It's a minor thing. It's so fucking minor. Right. But, yeah.
Okay. Well, now that we're done incriminating ourselves.
James, I learned a lot about you. You're a thief!
That's funny.
Thief!
I used to steal all kinds of shit back
Stay away
then.
from my wallet.
That's funny.
No, I'm just joking.
What's in your wallet?
I don't know.
Ask Keenan.
I was going to say,
He'll know.
ask Keenan. Yeah, what's your routing number? It's like, we're going to play a game, guys. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I think it's funny
Apparently
that
we used to thieve a bunch of stuff.
I think it's funny that like we sat down with a plan on
what we were going to talk about,
and we were going to talk about Disney.
Well, we still can. We got plenty of time.
I know, but I think it's funny that we went from like we're going to talk about Disney to like let's incriminate ourselves and talk about like what horrible people we were when we were kids and stealing shit all the time, vandalizing. Which leads me to another.
Oh, I remember.
Story.
Yeah. That's right. Our first mission. I said our first mission. Once we
you had missions?
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, it was Ninja Club. We have missions.
That's awesome.
I remember the first one was to go and push over a mailbox.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And it was a lot heavier than I thought.
Like the big blue one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it had like a big concrete slab attached to the bottom of it.
Yeah, you got to get that.
It was so much harder than I thought it was going to be, but we got it.
That's so funny.
I think it was the one like at the end of Lowell.
Dude, me and Hamill used to go out like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And dude, it's funny because like we got mentioned on the fucking Jeffersonville News or like the Way for, it's just something about two teenagers, which is funny because I was like, I mean, I guess 18 is a teenager.
Yeah.
2 teenagers going out at night, vandalizing property. But the worst we did up to that point, the worst we had done was we loved finding houses that had all those fucking yard decorations. And what we would do is we'd take them. We'd take all the yard decorations.
Yeah, and change them between yards.
Yes, either go across the street or next door. The funniest thing
we did... You took my gnome!
Yeah. The funniest one we did was there was 2 houses right next to each other. Both of them had fences. And there was a little dog inside the fence.
On both of them?
No, just one. So we took the dog and put it in the other yard. It was so funny. The worst thing we did, though, man, was... we had gotten back from our journey. We entered Lafayette and we saw this really nice kid's bike. It was a kid's bike. It was a mongoose sitting outside. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's a kid's bike. You know, obviously, we're both too big to ride it. And even if we weren't, we're not going to steal it. But I remember going, man, this pisses me off. He's like, what? Because when I was young, if I left a bike out,
Yeah.
it was gone.
Yeah.
And that's just how it worked. And he's like, yeah, I had a lot of bikes stolen too. And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, we should teach this kid a lesson. I was like, what, steal his bike? He goes, no. But just show him that bad things can happen to your bike if you leave it outside. I'm like, what do you have in mind? So he took the bike and he went back to the train track, so I followed him. And he like lifted it up in the air and just slammed it down on the railroad tracks.
Oh.
And I was like, and yeah, and I should have been like that too. I should have been like, oh no. But my brain went, I see what you're doing. This is a good idea. Dude, we warped the frame. We broke off one of the pedals. The handlebars were bent. The chain was broken.
Were you there for the bottle rockets?
I don't know. But we got done. We put it back where we found it. And then we called it a night.
At the square there, sending the whole full packs of bottle rockets together?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, look, man.
Did something bad happen?
Oh, dude. But, you know, we would take like one of those little 12 packs, one of those little squares of bottle rockets, and, you know, put the fuses together and then ship them off. And we did that one time. You know, they had like little squares that would have like 4 of those together.
Right.
You know? And one time we did that and put all the fuses together, but we left the wrapper around those 4 different packs. And then when we went up, it went probably like yay high up in the air. And then it just started kind of doing this sideways thing, really, really slow, like probably going. And then they just started going like everywhere. I remember my ex-wife. I felt bad about that, but yeah, my ex-wife. My oldest was little. She might have been like 3, and she practically threw her inside of one of the apartments. They were hitting the cars. They were hitting everywhere. I was jumping over them. I
was not there for that.
It was awesome.
That sounds awesome.
It was. Don't do that.
Oh, I have something that I need to bring up.
I was going to say real quick. One of those people in the Ninja Club.
Yeah.
He was the one that had the big bike making emporium behind his house.
Oh, gotcha.
Because
that
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that guy, he would, if he saw a bike anywhere, he'd just grab it, take it back to his house, disassemble it, spray paint it. And so you go behind his house and there'd be like 30 different frames, 50 different things of handlebars, so many rims. And if you needed a bike, if he really liked you, he wouldn't make you pay. If he didn't like you that much, you give him like $10-20, and then he would build you a bike. And if he, like I said, if he liked you, you'd do it for free, but he'd make you build it.
What's funny though is like I would imagine that even if you bought one from him, if you left it out and he saw it, he'd probably still take it.
Maybe.
That's funny.
Anyway, go ahead.
No,
you said you met this guy.
Yeah. So I'm mad at you.
Okay.
And this is overdue. And I don't know. I may have went over it last podcast. I don't know. But my daughter turned 21.
Uh-huh.
And you got her a big fucking birthday cookie.
You did go over it last time.
Yeah. Now I remember doing that. But I'm going to go over it again. Asshole.
Spencer Jones.
Yeah. It's fucking like the first or second episode of our podcast. I like go into this fucking heartfelt, traumatizing story about how, you know, I missed a day of school on my birthday, and they auctioned off my birthday cookie to Spencer Jones, and then you know, he fucking shows up at her birthday party. He's like, "It's your birthday, you got to have a birthday cookie, because it's important."
And it was a big cookie too.
Oh yeah, dude, she was eating on that for days.
Did she offer you any?
No. And it's funny because I told her the story about it.
That's funny.
And I didn't ask for peace, but I told her the story, and she's like, well, that sucks. And I was just like...
That worked out just as good as I wanted it to then.
I was like, damn it. Either way.
Oh, man.
So, Disney movies. Mr. James.
Yeah.
What is your absolute, hands-down, favorite animated Disney movie?
Ooh. See, that's difficult. There's a lot of good ones.
It is hard. I know mine.
I don't know mine.
Think about it.
Might be Aladdin. I don't.
Aladdin's
I
good.
love Aladdin.
It's a
I
good
mean,
choice.
there are a lot of really good ones, but Aladdin's I think the only one that I think I've never got tired of.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good ones, but what's yours?
Lion King, man, hands down.
Lion King's great.
Yeah, I mean, I love Aladdin, don't get me wrong, but man, Lion King, I don't know what it is, man. It's a great fucking movie.
Don't got Robin Williams though.
It doesn't, but it's got James Earl Jones.
And Cheech.
And Cheech. And fucking, what was that guy's name? I can't think of the actor's name, but he played in Meteor Man. He was in Meteor Man. Guy that talks for Rafiki.
Oh yeah.
Which is funny because James Earl Jones was in that movie too. You say but have you seen Meteor Man?
Oh yeah, I've seen Meteor Man.
All right, okay.
I've seen Blank Man too.
Oh, they're both good. They're both so good.
And Nathan Lane. Nathan Lane's good.
Nathan Lane is fantastic.
He's good in everything that he does.
He's one of those, like he's a Broadway actor, so like he has a very, very strong presence when he's in front of a camera.
Yeah, because you can like the original better, but even that newer version of The Producers was good.
Here's my problem with that one, man. Nathan Lane, I feel like did an okay job. My problem was with Matthew Broderick.
I know.
I hate saying it because I love Matthew Broderick.
I know.
But he wasn't playing Bloom.
No.
He was playing Gene Wilder playing Bloom.
I know.
And that really, you can't do that.
I agree. But it was still a good movie.
And you especially can't do it with somebody like Gene Wilder.
It's still a good movie. But yes, the original. But I mean, absolutely the original. But then they got Will Ferrell doing all the
the Nazi stuff.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah, that was funny.
But Nathan Lane's great in everything.
He is. He's
There's
very, very over the top.
There's a lot of
that works.
Ooh, wait a minute. Wait, I said Aladdin. I'm wrong. Okay, Aladdin's 2. I'm wrong. I completely forgot. Hunchback. Hunchback's my number 1. Sorry.
You know,
love Hunchback.
I have seen a lot of Disney movies.
I love that movie.
I have to confess, I have never seen that movie.
That is my favorite movie. That is my favorite Disney movie. It took me a minute, but yeah, that's definitely number 1.
I might have to watch it. I've never seen that one, and not because like I didn't have any desire to watch it. Just it never came up.
But I mean, there are other ones that weren't really super popular that I really, really like.
Pebble and the Penguin.
Not Disney.
Was it, huh?
Not Disney.
What is it?
Don't remember. It's not Disney.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay.
That might be Don Bluth.
But it's good.
I think it is a Don Bluth movie.
You're a Don Bluth movie.
But I love The Great Mouse Detective.
Fuck yes.
But that's not that popular.
I like it.
Well, I like Sherlock Holmes.
And that was the Ratigan was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Ratigan.
Yeah.
It's Ratigan. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah. Wasn't that Vincent Price?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hamming up the entire thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I always loved Sherlock Holmes, so The Great Mouse Detective was excellent.
I never got into Sherlock Holmes until Robert Downey Jr. did that movie.
Oh. Mom, I don't remember, I was like maybe 15, but Mom got me this book with a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And I just started reading it, and they were good.
Okay.
I love Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company's good too, yeah.
A lot of people don't like that
I
much.
like Oliver and Company.
But yeah, like Billy Joe, was, Dodger and everything.
Yeah. I like, oh shit, what's that movie called? Aristocats.
The Aristocats is good.
Yeah. Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's some stuff in there now that
Yeah.
you can't really do nowadays.
You're not wrong.
But the Aristocats is great. There aren't very many of them that are bad.
No.
I've never been that much of a fan of Bambi, to tell you the truth. I remember watching it when I was little, and this is the thing. It has some good stuff, but as far as movies go, yeah, but it's not really that good of a movie. It's
not a great movie, but I don't think that you can call yourself, a fan of Disney movies if you've not seen some of the staples.
I love Dumbo.
Dumbo's good.
Dumbo is great.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says bitching about the Crows. I love the Crows. I do. The Crows are funny.
They're okay.
Crows are great.
Weren't the Crows were in? No, those weren't Crows. I was gonna say I remember the Crows.
What about the Vultures?
The Vultures in
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book, yeah.
Yeah, but those were like the Beatles.
Yeah.
They made fun of the Crows because they get onto the Crows now because they said they're like stereotypes of black people from the time.
Okay, now I remember the Crows.
And I like the, I think done seen about everything. Yeah. When I see an elephant fly. That's how the song goes.
The beast.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I love that.
No, yeah, it's good.
Dumbo's good. The fucking pink elephants on parade is trippy as shit.
Yeah.
Even now, it's still pretty trippy. And I know we've talked about Blood and Honey and stuff. I'm a Winnie the Pooh guy. I can fucking watch Winnie the Pooh now and be happy.
Buddy, I've never liked Winnie the Pooh.
That's fine.
Not once.
That's fine.
I tried. Not even as a kid.
I love Pooh. Always have.
Yeah, I know you do. Nasty.
No, but I'm serious. Even I think it was 2012 was they actually had that theatrical Winnie the Pooh movie back then. I love that. That's got Craig Ferguson being Owl.
There wasn't a good hook for me to Winnie the Pooh.
Like I said, I still watch Pooh and be happy. That Christopher Robin movie,
Yeah.
it was great. It was sad, but it was great. You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I didn't watch it.
I didn't figure if you don't like Pooh, I understand.
Who likes Pooh?
I love Pooh. Pooh's great.
I said Hook a minute ago, and I know we talked about it briefly before. And I know it's not animated, but the Robin Williams Hook movie.
Dustin Hoffman.
Not just, it's a great fucking movie. Dustin Hoffman is hands down.
That's Hook.
That's Hook.
When I think of Captain Hook,
Dustin Hoffman. From
I think of Dustin Hoffman, and then I think of the old animated Disney Hook.
Yes.
Every time.
But it's Dustin Hoffman first.
Most of the time for me. Most of the time.
It's a good fucking movie, dude. They don't make good movies like that anymore.
I love Hook. Hook's good. But we were talking about Disney movies.
I know.
The animated ones, at least.
I know. I'm just...
But yeah, Hook was great.
Loved Hook.
And most of the damn animated sequels to most of those suck.
Yeah.
They only did a couple of them, theatrical. And most of those actually ended up being okay, but almost all of the direct-to-video ones suck.
Dude, how do you feel about all these fucking live-action Disney movies that they're making now based off of the old fucking cartoons?
You mean, do I enjoy any of them?
Yes. And be honest.
Okay.
Don't try to think of redeeming qualities about them. Just first gut wrench reaction.
They're unnecessary.
Yes.
This is my thing, okay? I think that the best one out of the whole group
Don't you dare say
is Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, that's fine.
But the thing with that is...
I thought you were going to say Aladdin.
No. I think there are some good things in that movie, but I think all in all, I don't want to watch it.
No.
And that's the thing. It's I think that the Beauty and the Beast was probably the best one that they did.
I can agree with that.
But if I want to watch that movie, I should just watch the animated version because it's shorter. Yes. There's not so much just mixed up crap in the middle of it.
And it's just better.
Yes.
It's way better.
The same thing with The Lion King.
Yes.
I mean, this is the thing. I watched that, and I remember when I got done with watching that live-action Lion King, I just went, I don't think I'm ever going to watch this again.
No, I know.
I don't see any reason to.
I didn't like it. There's something about a talking, real-life looking lion that just does not make sense other than the fact it's a real-life
The problem is
lion.
they tried to make them look too realistic. If
too
they would have looked that realistic, but they still would have emoted right in the face, or emoted more like a cartoon character, it would have been okay.
It would have been better. I wouldn't say it'd be
Which
okay.
is why I've been more interested in watching that Mufasa one, just because that's a backstory and it's not something I've seen before, and they did give more animation to the faces.
That is a little different.
And they did, like I said, you can look at the faces and tell that they finally went, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
The Jungle Book one wasn't bad.
Is that the one with Walken?
Walken was King Louie, and Bill Murray was Baloo.
Yeah, that's fine.
That one wasn't bad.
It was okay.
They changed a whole lot, but it wasn't bad.
I will say, I liked the original live action.
Yeah, from back in 92, 91, 92.
Yeah.
Was it Robin? Was it Robin Shue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No, but it was that dude that looked like Robin Shue.
It was the guy that played Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon.
Right, it's the dude that looked like Robin Shue.
Yes.
Yeah, but that was 91, 92-ish.
That was good.
Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah.
The only problem was And no, that's not a problem, but you know what I mean. The animals didn't talk or anything.
I was cool with that.
Yeah, I was cool with that too.
If you're gonna make a live action rendition, you know, the only point, in my opinion, to make a live action version of anything is to make it more realistic.
Yeah.
So that was fine. But
Did you ever? And
but fucking walking, going,
it's not.
I want to be a man cub. So there's something about that.
Yeah,
So
I enjoyed it.
I want to be like you.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
not Disney, but do you remember Spirit? The movie about the horses.
I never watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
I put that on the other day at home because I hadn't seen it in a while and didn't have anything else to watch, and I figured my daughter might enjoy it. Her girlfriend was sitting there, and she had never seen it. So we watched through it, and I enjoyed it again because I like that movie. And it got to the end of it, and she said, "I just wish the horses would have talked." And I was like, "They didn't have to talk." I mean, Matt Damon. Matt Damon, yeah. Matt Damon does like the inner monologue of this horse.
Right.
So he's like narrating it and talking, and he is that horse.
Which is fine.
But the entire time, those horses don't talk. They don't talk to each other. They like whinny and do like the movements and stuff where you can tell you know exactly what they're saying and what they're talking.
I like that. I
liked it too. I liked it too. The only bad part about that movie is all of the music for it is by Bryan Adams.
He's a country guy?
Well, not exactly, but he just...
What does he do?
Uh,
Give me what's one of his hits?
It's Bryan Adams.
Okay, give me one of his hits.
I can't. I just don't like Bryan Adams that much. It was funny because even South Park made fun of him. In the South Park movie, they went, "The Canadian government has apologized for Bryan Adams on several occasions."
Yeah, and I get that, but like,
I don't know.
I would love to jump on board with you, but I can't without knowing who he is.
I just never liked him that much.
You can't give me one of his songs?
No, I can't.
If you can't give me one of his songs, that means that you've never really given him a chance.
No, I mean, it just never gave that much of an impression on me.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's true, too.
But that was back when DreamWorks just did animated stuff. I mean, before they did CG animated stuff.
There should only be one man responsible for doing music for Disney and or Pixar.
Uh-huh.
Randy Newman.
I was going to say Randy Newman.
Fucking Randy Newman.
I still, every time I think Randy Newman, I think of Family Guy.
Yeah, have you...
Take the apple, take the bite of the apple.
Have you heard
Put it in their mouth,
a song called Short People?
It's to choose.
Have you heard Short People?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so Short People is an old Randy Newman song before he got into that kind of stuff that my dad played for me. And it is probably one of the most openly intolerant things I've ever heard about midgets.
You're not supposed to say that.
Short people, little people. Okay, again, last episode.
Person of short stature.
Okay, the word midget would not be a problem if it weren't a problem. Anyways.
You know, they're not. A lot of people don't even like dwarf now. They say that that's bad. That's derogatory.
God. Well, little people, pick a term. Pick one.
I think it's person of small stature.
Really?
I
That's
believe
too
so.
hard to say. Person of small stature. Post. You're a post. Okay. It's short.
Pos?
It's short to say.
Pos?
Yeah, pos. Where did I get the T?
I don't know.
I just
Stature is a T, apparently.
Yeah. Pos.
Tatcher.
Pos doesn't sound good.
It doesn't. Plus POS is bad. Yeah.
POSS. Nah, I don't know. All right. People of small stature. Pick a term that's easy to say in conversation. Anyways. But no, yeah, the whole...
Well, just make it even short. Just call him Midge.
I like that too. What up, Midgie?
Don't do that.
Is that bad?
I think so.
Is it bad?
Probably.
I apologize if it's bad. No.
Damn it, Dolph.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, this is our first one with a sponsor on it.
Shit.
The fuck, dude?
Sorry, it's gonna be all right. All right, but no, the song. You got to listen to this song because I'm not gonna go over the lyrics, but it's great. Well, I'll go over one lyrics. He goes,
One lyrics? Okay.
He goes, they got tiny little hands, tiny little feet. They're driving tiny little cars, going beep beep beep.
That sounds like Randy Newman.
Yeah, but yeah, he's doing it. They got tiny little heads, tiny. Yes, it's great, dude.
It's the jungle out there.
Yeah, Monk.
Yeah.
He did do Monk.
Yeah.
Anyways, really quickly, I am not an intolerant person. I have no hatred for anybody.
Believe it.
Believe it. So I do apologize. I'm not. Don't cancel me. More important, don't cancel us.
That's funny. Man, that's funny.
Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
So Disney movies.
Disney movies. The biggies.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
this isn't a movie, but I remember when I was little, I had a VHS tape that had, it's not that funny. But anyway, I had a VHS tape that had, it was a lot of those like classic Disney cartoons.
Yeah.
And I remember I had one called The Reluctant Dragon.
It always comes back to dragons with you.
And this was a blue dragon that was very gay.
Really?
He was like super gay.
Oh, good lord. Okay.
And this, they didn't ever say the word gay, but he was very gay.
Well, yeah, they're not going to back then.
And it was a knight that was going to destroy this dragon. And, the dragon would be like, oh! And, he'd dance and prance around and do all this stuff. Don't know why I had this, but I had it.
Where did it come from?
I don't know. I guess Mom got it for me back then. But anyway,
Don't kill me.
yeah, kinda.
Don't slay
And
me.
then like the
Jesus Christ.
knight went into the cave and found out the dragon, wasn't messing with the countryside or doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
So he was like going in there, and then they were like, banging on stuff and making it sound like they were fighting while they were just sitting there drinking tea and stuff, and not doing all this stuff. And then they fake killed the dragon, so the people would leave him alone, and he
Yeah.
could do his like Broadway Liberace play looking stuff.
Shit.
But the reason I brought that up, besides the gay dragon, is because a lot of times that was like the tape. It was the Reluctant Dragon, and they you can find that. They have that cartoon on Disney Plus. I've seen it.
That's wonderful.
As I went back and watched it like a year ago and went, oh my God, because it was so much worse than I thought. But this was the thing. They would always have one or two other cartoons after that. So there's a cartoon after that on that tape that was called Morris the Midget Moose.
I'm loving it. You're not
And
supposed
Morris-
to say that, James.
And, well, that's the name of that particular thing. And it was like Morris, he was a little bitty moose. He was like, yay tall.
Yeah.
But he had antlers that were bigger than the full-grown moose.
That's beautiful.
And he found a friend who was a full-grown moose that had itty-bitty antlers. Like, itty-bitty. So they were friends. And then when they got into a fight with, like, the big moose that was the butthole moose, Morris would get on the other one's shoulders and then put his little horns out.
Smart. Working together.
Yeah, but either way, it was just that reminded me of that.
Well, that reminds me of another. It's a movie, but I read the book first, which is why I was so happy whenever I saw it about preview for the movie years and years ago. There's a book called Freak the Mighty. Have you ever seen The Mighty?
I guess not.
Oh my God. Okay, James, you need to read a book called Freak the Mighty, and then you need to watch the movie. 'cause
Sounds
they're both-
sexual.
No, not at all. So the premise is get this.
I'm going to get the mighty and I'm going to freak it.
Yeah. No, you get this big dude who's dumb. He's really dumb, but he's huge. He's a kid, and he's just way bigger than kids his age.
Kind of like Baby Huey?
Kinda.
Okay.
But he's not. He's just dumb, and he's a loner. He's got no friends. And enter Freak, as they call him. He's he's a genius. But he's got cerebral palsy, and he's got the hand crutches, and he's little bitty, and he's got no friends. And the two end up having to spend time together. And he starts teaching dude how to like read and the joy in reading and like how to like imagine things. And then, you know, there comes a point where he like reaches down during this like parade show, picks him up, puts him on his shoulders, and then they click, and that's how they start walking around and doing everything.
Okay.
Because dude acts like his brain, and,
Gotcha.
and he's the body, he's the legs.
So it's like old school human Ratatouille.
Yeah, it's really fucking good, dude. It's really fucking. The book is great. And like most adaptations from books to movies, the movie leaves a lot of stuff out. But the
Right.
movie by itself is fucking great, too.
Okay.
You need to check it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were there any old live action Disney stuff?
I mean, the old Jungle Book, we talked about that one.
I mean, like old.
Popeye wasn't Disney, was it?
No.
No. Rocketeer was.
Yes, it was.
I love fucking Rocketeer.
I still love Rocketeer.
Rocketeer's a great movie.
Yeah. And again, has that music that they use in everything.
Yeah. Let's see, Rocketeer.
When I was talking about old stuff, I was talking about like the old Davy Crockett one things and stuff from back then.
Oh, yeah. I never really got into that stuff.
Oh, Swiss Family Robinson.
No.
The old Herbie movies.
Never got into Herbie, man. Even the newer stuff. I just never liked the Love Bug. Fuck the Love
As far
Bug.
as the old stuff, yeah, like that. Like, I love Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
What is that? Never heard of it.
Oh, well, that's sad. That was old. It was okay. It was Angela Lansbury.
Who's that? I really don't know. I'm sorry.
Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, I got you.
You know who I'm talking about now.
Yes.
It was her and the dude that was like the dad on Mary Poppins.
Never watched Mary Poppins.
Son of a bitch. Anyway, okay. It was Angela Lansbury, and it took place during World War II.
Okay.
And it was like she ended up adopting like not technically adopting, but I guess kind of adopting these 3 kids
Okay.
because they got displaced from like London during all the bombings and shit.
Yeah.
And these 3 kids find out that she's like a witch in training.
Good witch or bad witch?
I guess good witch, I guess.
Okay.
But you know, she's a witch in training.
So Glenda.
Yeah, well, what I mean by in training is she is taking a correspondence course. She gets stuff in the mail, and they give her spells, and she learns them and uses them.
That's how it works.
And she gets a package that basically says, "We are closing down the school due to the war." And she's like, "I only got one more spell until I'm official witch. You can't do that." Her and the kids get on this bed. And she has enchanted the knob on the end of the bed frame, where if you put it on the bed and then tap it until the bed will take you where you want to go.
That's kind of cool. I like
And
that.
so they like go to London so she can find the dude that runs the school, and it finds out he is like a con man. That he had just found this book and was just selling the stuff out of this book to random people. And as far as he knew, none of this stuff actually worked.
But it did.
Well, it didn't work for everybody, but it worked for her.
Okay.
And so, you know, then they're trying to find out the rest of the stuff so she can get her last lesson. And they end up like going like under the sea for some reason. And they're like, you know, it's all cartoon fish and everything, but they're live actioned. And they ended up on this island playing this big soccer game against all these animals, because there's a king, there's a lion, it's all like,
So
again,
it's almost like a weird Magic School Bus-esque thing.
in a weird way. But then at the
Yeah.
very end of it, and they get back to everything, then the Nazis invade, and
It always comes back to the Nazis. Don't be a Nazi.
the Nazis invade, and then she takes that last spell that she has finally got.
No shit.
And she, like, there's this museum that's full of suits of armor and all this stuff from back then,
They come
and
to life.
she makes all of them like locomotion and go out and start killing Nazis. Nazis are shooting suits of armor, and they're just
Fuck
beating the
yeah,
shit out
dude.
of them.
That's awesome.
She's like flying around on like horse armor instead of a broom and stuff, and she doing that, and yeah,
And what's this called?
Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. That sounds cool.
It's definitely an old family thing. I mean, but I enjoy the hell out of it.
I mean, suits of armor that are enchanted, killing Nazi, screams family to me.
Well,
Family movie night.
I love that movie.
No, it sounds really good. I'm gonna have to check it out. I like it. Damn.
Oh.
I've missed out on some stuff, man. And some things.
Besides all the Disney stuff, though, all you said the Pebble and the Penguin. I like almost all the Don Bluth stuff, though. Like I said, Fievel.
Fievel's
Like
really
I said, American
good,
Tail,
man.
The Land Before Time,
Yeah.
the first one,
Yeah, the other ones fell off.
Anastasia. There's a lot of those. Almost all the Don Bluth stuff was good back then.
It was funny. I saw a meme on Facebook not too awful long ago. That it was a reference to Land Before Time, and it said something like, "If I bring up a tree star to somebody and they have no idea what I'm talking about, I can't fuck with them."
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
the Tree Star.
I fucking love tree stars.
That's right.
Sharp tooth.
You know, this is the weird thing. I was watching something not long ago where they were talking about the Land Before Time, and
They're not trying to ban it, are they?
no, it's not that.
My God.
It's they were saying that. I think they said that originally, once it got to the ending, there was another way it was supposed to go.
Meteor?
No, it was just no. It was supposed to, there was supposed to be a change in the way it went, and they said that they didn't animate that. But I could have swore I remembered seeing that exactly what they talked about when I was young.
What is it? Because I used to watch that movie religiously as a kid.
Yeah, it was when they got close to the Great Valley at the end, and then they split off. Littlefoot finding the Great Valley and then going back to find the other people, and then the sharp tooth and all that stuff. That's not what happens though.
I remember that though.
So do I.
I do remember that.
Yeah, he saw it and then he went back to get the other people.
Because he found it and he went to go get them. Yeah.
Yeah, but
no, I remember
that's
that.
not what happens though.
That is what happens.
But it's not.
Okay, so what?
It was just
what
they
Mandela effect bullshit is this?
It's like they get kind of close to it, but before he gets to it, then he goes back to get the other people, and then they decide to, kill the sharp tooth finally.
Yeah.
But he didn't find the Great Valley before that.
I remember seeing the Great Valley before Sharptooth died.
So do I.
Yeah.
Apparently that's not it. If you go back and watch it now, that's not how it works.
That shit's weird, man. I don't want to come off with the whole conspiracy Mandela effect thing, but I'm telling you.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, on the thing that I saw on YouTube, they showed a couple storyboards from where they were doing that. And I remembered finished version of that exact scene, and it's not there.
That's crazy.
So I don't know if I just... back then, you could find, weird copies of VHS that had different scenes sometimes. So I'm wondering if maybe that was the case.
That could very well be.
Because there's weird shit like that sometimes.
That is fucking weird, dude. Because I very much remember that.
Yeah, I remember him coming out, walking, and then being it was bright, and his eyes were all like that. And then all of a sudden, the thing started shaking, and you could see it. And then he went, guys, it's the blah, blah, blah. And he started going back for him.
That's crazy. So now we're in a hole now. We're in a rabbit hole. And we're just going to go straight down just because we're here. Because I don't know if I've talked to you much about this stuff or not. I probably have. Fruit of the Loom.
Uh-huh.
What does that... Describe to me the Fruit of the Loom logo.
I remember it being a cornucopia.
You remember it?
Yeah, and everybody else just said it's just fruit. But I remember it being a cornucopia.
Yeah, I do too. And it never was. It never fucking was. That's fucking weird.
Because I remember not knowing what a cornucopia was and then finding out and being like, oh.
Where is your heart located?
Huh?
Point.
Isn't it left? Right? Slightly to the left?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It never was.
Oh, okay.
Never was. We were never taught that.
Okay.
Do you remember being taught that?
I believe so. When they were teaching me to do the pledge, it was right-handed. It's over here on the left.
That was one reason. And but I remember being in biology class and hearing it.
Yeah.
But no, it's always been dead center.
Yeah, right under your sternum.
Where are your kidneys? If you think kidneys, where do you think?
Right back here?
Nope. They're closer to the front.
That's...
They're up higher.
Okay.
It's fucking
it's a kidney
weird,
punch.
Dude. Yes. It's fucking weird, dude. And there's people saying that, I don't want to get into it because I don't want people in fucking comments going, fucking here's your tinfoil hats and shit. But there's something to it, dude. It's fucking weird.
There's a bunch of weird shit like that,
Yeah.
though. Berenstain Bears.
The Bernstein Bears, Berenstain Bears. Well, yeah.
Bernstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all kinds of weird shit. The Forrest Gump.
Is there one about Forrest Gump?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know this.
What is it? Mama always said,
Life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Oh shit! Well, I'll be damned. Go ahead and put on that headset, buddy. It looks
well,
like
anyway, the vast majority of people think it's is instead of was.
Oh. Well, I only know it was because...
And then they pulled out the VHS tape, and it even says it on the case.
Really?
It says was instead of is.
That one, I will say, it's definitely was. I just because I remember... That used to be one of my favorite movies.
I still love that movie.
When I was a kid, I had my buddy Chris King convinced that I was the young Forrest Gump, that I played him.
We don't have a camera.
Yeah, we don't have a camera because this was only a two-person podcast episode. But our buddy Vincent Young, who has now been a part of a couple episodes, is here. So we're not going to have a camera for him.
Well, maybe I can move over. Maybe we can both move over and we can share one.
Let's try that. Let's scooch a bit. James, you and me, we can take this camera here.
Oh, me and you are going to share?
Well, or you can do it that way. I don't care.
I don't. Well, me and you can share. That's okay.
You've got bigger lenses on your phone, so they're designed for, fat people and shit. Let me scooch.
Hey, is that good?
For Vinci?
Change the camera.
Perfect for Vinci. Get in here, James.
I was not expecting this today.
Fix your microphone.
Oh no.
That'll kind of work.
Yeah.
So what's up, Vinci?
Not much, guys.
Is
James
your
looks
microphone?
really liking the outfit. Love the shirt.
Hold
10 out
on.
of 10.
I'm not hearing him through my headset.
You broke it.
Hold on.
I don't know which one's him.
Testing.
Oh, that was it.
I'm very loud now.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's perfect.
All right, good.
You ain't got to get close, by the way.
I do things. I lean back and forth. I move around.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
What's up, buddy?
We had just started talking about like Mandela effect stuff, but we were in the process of talking about Disney movies,
Oh.
like old cool cartoon Disney movies.
Yeah.
Old cool.
What is your favorite old school cartoon Disney movie?
Are we? Would we classify 90s as old school?
Sure,
Hey,
just whatever.
before you answer, let me look at him real quick. I'm gonna make a guess.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Cartoon, not CG.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. It'd be something that I wouldn't expect from you.
It would actually. Because what I was thinking you were gonna say.
Hold on.
You would expect from me.
I'm gonna say Beauty and the Beast.
No.
Damn. Okay.
Hercules.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a really good one
Hercules
too.
is great.
We didn't bring that up earlier.
Yeah, I love Hercules, and then Lion King would be my second favorite.
Yeah, I love Lion King.
Yeah.
Mulan was good too.
I changed
No,
mine.
this-
Originally I had said Aladdin,
Yeah.
but I switched it to Hunchback being my number
Aladdin's
one.
very. Oh god. Okay, so I never watched Hunchback growing up.
Uh-huh.
Okay? I thought it was just
Same, dude.
I thought it was gonna be dumb.
But I
didn't-
take it that means you have seen it now.
I have seen it now, and I've seen it as an adult, so I was able to pick up on the darker meanings behind the songs.
It's good!
And everything. The whole villain story is just a horny guy who's mad that he's not wanted.
That's a good
villain
concept.
He hasn't seen it.
I have never seen it.
Okay, well that's the concept of the villain. He's horny and angry.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it's
I
very.
mean, that's a
It's
good,
a lustful man.
that's a good reason to be angry.
Even though in that movie they keep on calling him a judge,
Yes.
but if you want to go back to the original stuff, he was a priest.
So
Which
essentially,
makes him being a lustful man.
so
even
essentially, it's a
it
movie
makes sense
about
more.
it's about a man in power with blue balls.
better. Yes.
Essentially, okay. It's a
Eventually,
good premise.
It doesn't start that way.
It doesn't start that way.
Well, no,
but that's like
It
what
gets
drives
there.
They
him
never
into a
start
villain.
blue, but the
Yeah.
longer the dry spell goes,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So how
Yeah,
much?
he was simping bad.
So how much shit did you used to steal, Vince?
How much shit did I use?
yeah, dude, like
brother.
we fucking went into the fucking.
We were talking about early teenage years and stuff, and
Yeah. So story time.
Vince is like, you see this hoodie I'm wearing?
No.
Yeah, check.
So story time.
Beautiful.
I used to car hop a lot.
Okay.
And to those of you who don't know what car hopping is late at night, you'll go through a neighborhood and you'll just walk up to a car door and see if it's open. If it's open, anything that's in there is now your property.
I had a couple friends who did that exact same thing.
Yeah.
I was not one of them, but
Yeah, so I was doing that with a friend of mine. We were walking to our girlfriend's house. He was dating the sister of the girl that I was dating. We were walking there. They were going to skip school the next morning, and,
Yeah.
good times.
They're going to have a standing ovation.
Yes, yeah. We decided to, since it was an hour and a half long walk, to kill the time by car hopping.
All
And
right.
also maybe we could make some money by the end of the day or whatever.
right.
And so we're walking. We've done 4 or 5 licks at this point, and I get up to this truck. Right, I'm handling the right side of the street. He's handling the left side of the street. I'm not gonna throw out any names, but this guy is a fight on sight, will fight anyone type of person. And
We know a couple of them.
and he's
Yeah,
like 5'1". He's 5'1", but he's built like a pit bull.
Is his name Jim?
No,
Okay.
no. He has a woman's name, which I think
I was going to say Jim's
might
built
add to
more
why
like a
he's such an
chihuahua.
angry person. He's short and has a woman's name.
Either way.
Either way, so I go to open up this truck door, and when I open this truck door, it makes a loud.
And how old were you?
15, 16.
Fair.
Makes a loud. So I wait a couple seconds. I don't hear anything, so I start going through the glove compartment and everything, trying to find whatever I can. I found a pack of cigarettes and something else. But then I hear, James, is that you?
You should have
Dead silent.
You should have went, yeah.
I should have.
You should've.
I might have gotten away with it. But no.
Hindsight's 20/20.
So dead silence. I feel all the hair stick up from, all over me, right?
Your Vincey sense.
Yeah, my Vincey sense was tingling.
Your butthole was puckered. Maximum.
Yeah. And then I hear some footsteps coming around from the back of the house. James, what are you doing? I take off. I'm sprinting at this point because the next step is she's gonna be on top of me, basically looking into the truck, see what's going on. So I take off and I hear screaming. I hear doors open. I hear multiple people screaming. I look back and there's like 3 dudes that look like linebackers chasing me down.
Fuck yeah.
I'm terrified. My friend across the street's yelling, "Don't be a bitch. We can take him. Don't be a bitch." And he took off his
Sounds like a
shirt.
terrible friend.
Yeah, no, I couldn't take him. You guys remember 15-year-old me? I'm not taking one linebacker. Shit, I'm 31 and I'm not taking a linebacker. But anyways, so I turned the corner.
Have you ever taken a line off somebody's back?
Yes, I've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
So I turned the corner.
What? Nothing.
I turned the corner, right? And at this corner, there's one house and then a very steep hill, right? And I turned that corner, and then I immediately cut by that hill, and it had been raining that day. So I slipped on the grass, and whenever I slipped, I slid down that hill with like all of my momentum. And I just hear all those footsteps shoot across. And I'm just laying there at the bottom of that hill, breathing as hard as I can, thanking God that I'm clumsy, because me being clumsy saved my fucking life on that day.
That's beautiful.
I wait there for probably 10 minutes. I get up and I start walking through these woods, right?
Yeah.
And these woods, I didn't know this at the time, but there's a fence that separates a church from the woods at the end of this little patch of woods. I was planning on walking over there and going over there and just walking through, but then I found the fence. I tried to hop the fence. It was too slick. I'm clumsy. I was 15, didn't have a lot of strength. I just slid right back down, right?
Yeah.
So I turned back around. It had been about 30 minutes now. Turn back around, start heading back the way I came. Figure they'd be gone. I get up that hill, look to the right, there's a cop car with the lights on. My friend is standing in front of the car, and he's questioning him. There's another cop car after that one. I walk past, mind my own business, have my hood up, everything's fine. Walk past, mind my own business, the other cop car waved me over. Hey, you know that guy right there? I have no fucking idea who that guy is. Never talked to this kid ever.
Covered in mud and everything.
Yeah, covered in mud and
Fuck
everything.
yeah, dude.
I have no idea who that guy is. Never talked to him ever again.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
That's how you handle that.
Yep,
That's
there we
right.
go. Hey, I had
Well,
a good
that was
story
good.
for
That
him.
was good for him not going, "Hey, Vince."
Yeah.
Because if he
Oh,
said,
God.
"Don't be a bitch," we can take him. It's
Yeah.
like he's already proved like he's
Yep.
does not care about your safety.
Yep.
He's
No.
a detriment to your
Like,
safety.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So he ended up back at the apartment and, did our things with our ladies and whatnot. I maybe saw him 3 or 4 more times. I broke up with her. It was Courtney. Courtney's who it was. The girl at the time. Yeah.
You know, I never met. Here's the thing, dude. It's like you had. I don't know if it was Courtney the
Hey!
one that you were dating when you were actively wrestling with us.
Yeah.
Okay, so I never
I
met
don't think
her.
anybody saw that. I don't think anyone saw that.
I never met her. I never met Chastity.
We got the same drink.
That's awesome. Why did you not introduce like your friends to these women like in the beginning?
Did you know that they now have like 300 milligram versions of these?
Really?
Did you think that?
Yeah, they got a big.
Hey.
They're black can. They got a big skull on the front.
Did you
of
think?
them.
Did
But
you
they're
think?
mean bean actually. They're
Did you
good.
think that we would not approve of them, or did you think that they would not approve of us?
They did not approve of the wrestling.
Well, fuck them.
I
Well,
did.
let's
I did,
be
that's
honest.
why.
There was a whole lot of people that probably would not have approved of us back then.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
No, like I've had people that have questioned like why I'm friends with guys that are so much older than me and whatnot.
Because we're
Because
awesome.
I'm cool.
And then they've
Because we're
met
cool.
you and they've hung out with you and they're like,
they're like,
okay, I understand why
It's
you're
'cause
closer
we're
friends. with your closer
So
friends."
okay, so
Because we're cute.
who was somebody that used to say that and then
Katie.
hung out? Who?
Katie, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Katie, Amanda was that way as well, right? Everyone's come around once they got to know you, but I was able to judge at the beginning of getting with somebody if they can adapt their like viewpoints.
We're very specific.
Yeah.
I mean, we're very open to everybody.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, that's the
But there's a
thing.
lot of people that just can't stand our stupid.
That's true.
Basically, if
You
they
were-
were preppy, they weren't going to work out in the group.
No, not
So I didn't
really.
bring them to the
Yeah,
group.
no.
If they're alternative, I brought them to the group.
That's fair.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, we're not-
Immediately, what did you used to steal?
Yeah.
It worked.
I love those. Like he has, he's like, well, this hoodie, and then he actually was like, no, not this one.
Yeah. No,
I had to see. You had to see which one he was
Justin.
wearing.
Do you remember?
Justin.
I love
was gonna
Justin.
say, do you remember back at the apartment complex how many times you'd catch somebody else wearing everybody else's clothes?
Dude, and it happened to me twice.
Yeah,
I
So
remember.
that's my shirt.
Dude, I had this gray Disturbed shirt that I loved, that I had spilled bleach on. So this little red stain.
But you knew it because of that stain.
Yeah. And fucking DL one day was wearing it, and I'm like, that's my shirt. He goes, no, it's not. I bought this at Hot Topic. I'm like, where's that stain from? He goes, I was like, take off my fucking shirt. And I got it back.
Uh-huh.
And then the other one was the first girlfriend that I had that rhymed with the second girlfriend that I had.
Right.
Yeah. She had given me a black T-shirt that said, this is my party shirt. And I loved that shirt. And so fucking, I don't know how he got it, but I saw Nelson wearing it one day. So the only thing I could think of was, like, he grabbed it during a wrestling event thinking it was his. And I'm like, where'd you get that shirt? And he goes, I really don't know. And I'm like, I think that's my shirt. He goes, no, I don't think it's yours. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it is. He's like, Dolph, you and I are, not as, we're different sizes. I'm like, but that looks like it barely fits you. He goes,
Well, that's true.
yeah, I don't know where I got it. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's mine. He goes, well, I'm not taking it off. Well, fuck it, okay. I never got that one back.
No, but that kind of shit happened all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's wearing my damn clothes.
No one wore my clothes at the apartment.
Well, you were a little bitty motherfucker.
I don't even think Cheyenne was able to fit in my clothes. But yeah, so back to what I was saying about Justin. I have 3 of Justin's hoodies, 2 of Justin's sweatpants. What?
Yeah, nothing.
What's happening?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Homage to Terry.
Oh, you just flip back and forth.
Yeah, a lot. Repeatedly.
But yeah, I have multiple articles of Justin's clothing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin's a good dude.
Oh yeah.
I like Justin.
Oh shit. A Vita.
He found the Vita.
So,
You pointed at the Vita. It wasn't hard to find it once you pointed.
how do you
I
feel?
haven't seen one of these in a
How do
minute.
you feel about the time length so far?
I mean, I'm good to keep going for a little
Okay.
bit. I mean, we just got Vince.
Hello.
We did just get
Yeah,
past-
I'm upset with you fuckers.
About what?
It's supposed to be the first and last.
Oh, why weren't you?
You didn't invite me. So on the last one, I was like, make sure you let me know when the
You
next
were the
one's gonna
last.
be. Yeah, I wasn't the first of this year. The first guest.
No.
Yeah, I was
you
like,
weren't.
make sure to
Who
let
was
me
the
know
first?
whenever you guys.
I don't think we had one.
We've had a
I
guest.
thought you had Keenan.
We
Yeah,
did.
we have Kenan. Yeah, he was the first guest.
Yeah.
You were the
This year.
first and last of the season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was hoping it was going to be a trend.
No.
Like from now on, I'm always first and last.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, okay.
Well, now it's fucking ruined now.
All right.
And now I'm like, whatever number of guests this is, random
Second.
guest.
2?
Second, yeah.
All right, well, that's fine. But
We haven't had a lot of guests this season. It's been
You and Keenan.
You don't,
yeah. That's it.
you don't need them.
No, we've learned that we do well together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indubitably.
We've been doing pretty good this time. I've been enjoying it. It's better than last time. Last time we were both exhausted and it was just.
Yeah, last episode should
Not
be,
the last one, but the one before that was.
I'm talking about the
know what
last
fixed
episode
that?
we did right before this one.
Yeah.
Last week.
Right.
That was a good one, and this one has been good so far. Matter of fact, this is our first episode with a sponsor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Who's the sponsor?
jkdistro.com.
jkdistro.com.
That's right.
That's right. And we even have a promo code.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you go to jkdistro.com
Yeah.
and put in, what is it, Rigamarole 20?
Rigamarole 20, you will
Yeah.
get 20% off your order.
Okay. And what can I acquire on jkdistro.com?
Marijuana-esque products.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You can even get THCA dog bones for your doggies.
What?
Yes.
For the puppers?
For the puppers.
Ah!
They will sleep.
Yeah.
I love some sleepy puppers.
Yeah. Sleepy puppers are good.
You got Sleepy Pupper at your foot.
I do. He is
Oh, dude, he was screaming at me the whole time I was downstairs. I was like, shh, stop.
We heard.
yeah.
I was trying.
That's beautiful.
It didn't work. I ended up sitting down in the hallway for like 10 minutes with him, just getting him.
I had a feeling. I heard the dogs go nuts. I'm like,
I had a feeling.
I was like, I wonder if Vince is here. But then you didn't come up. I'm like, must not have been Vince. And then you walked in. I'm like, it's Vince.
It's like, pull up a chair and a microphone.
And a headset.
Hello. I'm here.
You are here.
And you're a whole lot better lit than you were last time.
Yeah. Dude. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Vince is like, I'm always lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunchback was great.
Oh, yeah.
I have to watch it. I've got to watch that and fucking
What
beds and broomsticks. Bed knobs and broomsticks. I got to watch that too.
I know
we
you
had just
haven't
had
seen
that
it.
conversation before then.
Yeah.
Old live action Disney movie.
Okay.
Like the
That's why I haven't
60s
seen
or
it.
so.
I didn't really start live action Disney stuff until I would say Halloween Town
I'd
was
say
probably the first.
These were like 60s or so, probably. Old Angela Lansbury.
You know, dude, Halloween Town's good.
Halloween Town's great.
I'm the only one that I know that has seen Halloween Town and the sequels and does not like it.
You can.
I have never liked
you can
Halloween
suck
Town.
No,
a
they're
dick.
good. They're good.
Suck a dick.
I
They're
just
not
never
like
have.
they're not like my go-to. I'm gonna watch this every Halloween type.
Like my
thing.
woman loves Halloween Town.
I watch it. I watch them every Halloween.
I don't watch them every Halloween.
I watch them every
Now
Halloween.
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, I was gonna say at
Hocus
least,
I bleed Hocus.
See,
but
Hocus-
never the second one.
Hocus Pocus is a little
You
overrated.
didn't like it either, did you? God, no. I
Hey.
hated
It was
that.
just so much nostalgia.
It's
man.
overrated,
Hocus Pocus is overrated.
but it's still good.
It's okay.
No, the original Hocus Pocus gets what it deserves, in my opinion. It gets what it deserves. You shut up.
You shut your mouth.
I mean, I'll leave.
No.
don't
Best
leave.
best Halloween movie is Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, dude. Have you seen any Ernest movies?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Oh, dude, you're missing out on such a fucking amazing thing.
I love Scared Stupid. With the Miak.
No. Best Halloween movie since
Know what
it's
I mean,
not a
Vern?
Christmas movie is Nightmare Before Christmas.
I ain't getting into this. I hate that fucking movie. I hate it so much.
Our friendship will never recover.
That's right. I'm his best friend.
Yeah,
I remember.
Fun.
Yeah, fuck you, Duff.
Oh yeah. Did you find him in a drawer?
Huh?
Did you take him to the zoo?
Huh?
What?
What does that mean?
I know exactly what it means. Wake up, bitch! You're my new best friend.
What? Huh?
We going to the zoo?
Anyways, you pointed at me and you said, "I know you've seen it." Or
That's right. I know you haven't seen it. But have you seen Mufasa?
Not yet. we were
just
talking about it
that.
earlier.
No spoilers.
Oh!
No spoilers.
We were
bro.
talking about earlier about like
And what
us
do you-
not liking the live action Disney movies, but I said I am more interested in Mufasa just based that it's like technically a prequel, so there's nothing I can compare it to.
It's a,
And-
it's
and
a
what-
prequel, but it's also a sequel.
And what do you mean?
Yeah, I know because I know
so
it's him telling the story.
Yeah,
and
and what do
stuff.
you mean by? I know you haven't seen it. Like, how do you fucking know I haven't seen it?
You don't leave the house.
But I fucking pirate and torrent everything.
Yeah, but you're not gonna.
Statutes of limitations.
We had to do this a couple times earlier.
Yeah, but you're not going to stream that.
Real quick.
I might, actually.
Not until someone tells you to.
But
No, I like... dude.
Nah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
real quick.
You sleep too much.
We
What?
had a conversation
I don't
the other
sleep
day.
at all. What the fuck are you talking about?
We had a conversation the other day on the phone
Yeah.
where you had said that
This
you
motherfucker
aren't
guy.
interested in Daima just based on the art style and the chibi and everything.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
This is one thing. I showed Dolph something earlier. I told him about it because he said he wanted to know what I was talking about.
And I have to cut you off, and I have to say this. I've watched 2 episodes of Daima and was like, okay, yeah, I'm interested, but I wasn't interested enough to really do it until
We were talking about something. I was like, oh my god, there's something that happened and blah 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 blah. And he went, just tell me. And I told him, and then he looked up a picture of it, and then I pulled up that episode and started showing him. And he is
Selling freezer fuse.
No. I got goosebumps. I got
was,
fucking goosebumps.
It was good.
I'm telling
I
you.
mean, it's just.
One
I'm
day
telling
I'll
you.
watch it.
No, I'm telling you.
You're just gonna tell him what? Are you gonna ruin it for him? You're just
Well,
gonna
yeah.
tell him.
He doesn't plan on watching it anyway.
I said one day I'll watch
Okay, well, I'm fucking doing it.
And you know how he is. If there's something that doesn't make sense initially, he's usually the one that starts going, it didn't
Right.
make sense.
And it doesn't make sense.
Not yet, at least.
But I
they
don't
might.
fucking care.
Yeah, see.
Here's the thing. So, GT had an element that was cool in concept, but not done right, and it wasn't done right for either Goku or Vegeta.
Mm-hmm.
It was stupid, didn't make sense, it looked cool, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're talking about?
I'm talking about Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
So in Daima takes place right after the Buu Saga.
Okay.
Between the Buu Saga
And Super.
and Super.
Okay.
Goku's a little kid.
Yeah.
Because they got wished to be little kids.
Everybody a little kid.
Yeah.
Goku goes Super Saiyan 4.
Okay. Does he stay as a little kid as Super Saiyan 4?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
And he's got orange hair. Like the
It's
red,
like it's
the
almost
orange
reddish
hair.
looking.
Like the Gogeta hair.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's fucking good.
So,
And the fighting itself
It's amazing.
here's something I do like.
Can I tell you one thing about Daima that I think that you'll appreciate?
Okay.
What's better, Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Z.
I thought you said Dragon Ball was better.
Dragon Ball is a better watch for the non-fighting, but I'm here for the fighting, so Z's better.
See, okay, so in my opinion, for fighting,
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball's where it's at.
well, I think
for
not in the beginning of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, not the beginning. Okay, if we're talking
okay.
in Dragon Ball,
For-
versus
from
Z.
from the time that he's like
Okay.
fighting Tien
For-
to the end of that.
For like,
I'm all
when
Dragon
it
Ball.
When it
Yeah.
comes to power-fueled epic battles, yes,
Yeah.
Z's where it's at.
Yeah.
But when it comes to just fucking straight
Martial
up
arts.
hand-to-hand combat,
Okay, so we're talking like martial arts fighting, not crazy end of world fighting.
yes.
Okay, then yeah, Dragon Ball wins.
Okay, Daima goes back to that shit.
Okay, that's cool.
And
But still has the fucking big explosions.
It still
and
has
shit.
that.
Yeah.
Goku gets his power pull back.
Okay.
But I mean, the
It's so
fighting
fucking
looks
good.
amazing.
Let me
It's-
ask you this about Super Saiyan 4 Diamond. Okay. Is it aggressive?
Oh, yes.
It not only is it aggressive, but it's like animalistic. There's
Okay, 'cause that's what I liked about GT. That's
no,
what I
no, no. But
enjoyed
you don't.
about it.
It's
What,
better.
you don't
It's
understand
better.
what I'm saying. I mean, like there was a part where he's like running on all fours,
Ooh.
like he and
Yeah,
swinging with
yeah.
his tail around.
Like Berserk. He's Berserk.
No, he's like a fucking
freaking
monkey.
out, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like swinging by his tail on shit and
Yeah.
then running like yeah.
Okay.
It's fucking
okay.
good, dude.
Oh,
All right,
dude.
yeah. I'm at least gonna look that up and get pulled in from there probably.
You would like it.
Yeah,
dude.
that's,
and
so
then-
that's one thing I liked about Super Saiyan 4.
And then
with
he
GT.
and then he saw Majin Buu
Majin Buu.
and Majin Buu.
And Majin Buu.
But he saw Majin Buu and he was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know Kid Buu is one of my favorites. Like it's Frieza, Kid Buu, Cell for me.
Majin Buu kind of looks like a cross between Kid Buu and a Cyberman.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a reason for it. I don't know what the reason is.
I
yet.
do.
Well, of course you do.
But I'm gonna learn.
It's good.
I will watch it, but I'm finishing Game of Thrones first.
That's
Yes.
fine, but
Okay.
but still watch it. It's good.
All right, Vinci.
It is good, and it's short. That's the thing. It's only
Yeah.
about 20 episodes.
How
And
far?
I can't watch Game of Thrones at work.
Right.
How far are you?
tried.
How far are you on GOT?
Season 5, episode 5.
I've heard.
You're almost to the end of 5.
Yeah, I'm halfway through.
Good.
Okay,
I was trying today, but I fell asleep twice.
What's the last thing big thing that happened then?
Last big thing that happened?
He called me when he saw the Red Wedding.
Oh yeah. Like the second it was over, and then I also called him whenever Oberyn or whatever the heck his name is. You guys sucked. Okay, it was literally episode.
I know we were talking about that.
It was that freaking episode.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
I went to work that night. I pulled enough work off to the side to myself to where that way I could watch Game of Thrones without risking anybody walking by and being
And you were
like, "What are
watching
you
him fight, and you're like, he's a badass.
Yeah, I was like, oh hell yeah, he's getting his revenge. Good for him. And then he moved up. He moved up a rank, right? He passed Jon Snow, and then squish.
Yeah. It was great because we started the podcast with. I think it's funny that Vince was like, "Oh, one of my new favorite characters is the Pedro Pascal guy," and we were like, "Yeah, dude, he's great.
Yeah.
You're gonna love him."
Oh no.
Mr. Vince, will you do me a favor?
What?
Will you go let her know we're recording?
Okay.
Is that your phone ringing?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah,
That's funny.
that was great. He's like, y'all are assholes. So funny. That's great.
Well, he was a good character.
Yeah. Can you reach the pizza box? Can I have the pizza box?
Oh.
Is there breadsticks and cheese in here?
Yeah, right there. Will you go take that to her? And would you like some pizza?
Oh.
Is it because you didn't order it?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
What's that about?
What?
He didn't order it?
I don't know. Can we sit that back?
Oh, what the hell?
I love you.
I love you too, dog.
You're welcome.
Go fuck yourself.
All right. We are not sponsored by Pizza Hut, but their square-shaped supreme pizza is fantastic.
And so are their Cajun fries.
Mm-hmm.
Cajun fries from Pizza Hut are surprisingly
They are
amazing.
really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just to let you know, your wife said I'm the bomb and I'm the best person in the world.
She said, "What a bitch, you're my new best friend."
How dare you, Vince?
Yeah, I don't know the reference, but I like it.
But anyway, you said so. Yeah, he got squished.
Yeah. Squish.
And we led you to believe he was going to be around for a while.
I can't hear shit.
But you were just as soon as you said that was like one of your new favorite guys, I was like, oh.
Yeah. Like, so I sensed something. Because you got quiet. He was quiet for like 2 seconds, then he started talking. And I was just like, oh no.
Yeah, but then I was like, yeah, he's cool up until like season 8 or season 7 or so.
Yeah. It's the same thing you did with Joffrey. You had me believing Joffrey was going to be around to the end of this shit.
And aren't you glad I did?
I'm so happy. Oh my god. I was waiting. I was just like, he's going to get fucking saved. He's
so
gonna get
satisfying.
saved. And then he didn't.
So I've heard you've met Ramsay.
Yeah. No, I met Ramsay like a season and a half
Yeah.
ago. So one of the problems that I have with Game of Thrones, and it's like the only problem I have, is when you're introduced to a new character, they'll say their name at the beginning.
And then you won't see them for a while.
And then you either won't see them for
or
a
they
while,
won't say their name for a good
or
while
they'll
and you
just
just
say,
see the guy.
Or they'll just say sir, or
my lord.
my grace, my lord.
It took me
over
a
and
while
over
to
again.
try to figure out people by
Yeah.
names.
Yeah, because
Like Duran or Duran or whatever. The you know what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know his name for a long
Yeah,
time.
what's crazy about Ramsay is
Jorah. That's what I meant.
So
Jorah.
there's a show that I absolutely loved, and this is like one of those few shows that like I discovered on my own and no one ever told me about. It's called Misfits, right? I don't know if either one of you ever seen it.
Never heard of it.
It's like
I like the band.
It's like the original The Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the British The Boys, basically. It's really, really good. Ramsay plays the invisible, quiet guy in that.
You know what I figured out the other day?
Also, he looks like an evil
What's
Harry
that?
Potter.
Well, you see John Wick, yes?
The first one.
I've seen
Yes.
I've seen the first two.
Yeah, it's like, well, the main dude that like killed his dog and attacked him and tried to get his car. That's that's fucking Reek.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
That's great.
I didn't realize that.
His name's Theon.
Yeah, I know.
We'll call him Reek. So rude.
It's Reek.
It's not Reek.
It's Reek.
Anyway,
Yeah. He
I feel
lost
so-
his Theon.
I feel so
he
bad
lost
for
his
him, man.
Theon.
Like,
That's what I.
like the torture he got put through.
Oh.
Was
Oh,
awful.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why the moment you said we need a Ramsay in our game, and then everything clicked whenever I heard his name again recently. Like,
You were like,
there's
"Oh,
twist
no."
of- I was like, I don't want a Ramsay in our game.
I don't want to be Reek.
I ain't being no Reek.
That's great.
Yeah, no.
So good.
Gosh. So it's hard for me to like tell what the biggest things are, because one, there's just so many different stories happening at once.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And two, something won't seem like a big deal whenever I
Yep.
see it, and then 3 episodes later, it
It's
turns
a
out
big
that
fucking
was
deal.
the whole point of the arc. So
For me,
I'll pick up where the
Go ahead.
characters are. Tyrion just got kidnapped by
Gotcha.
the night guy.
Yep.
And they're on the little boat sailing back to Daenerys.
Oh, it's getting good.
Jorah. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
good.
Jorah, that's what it is. John was promoted to the commander,
Uh-huh.
and what is his name? Stannis.
Stannis.
And his little group, they saved them from the wildlings and all that good stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And he's at Castle Black trying to like.
I know
manipulate
exactly
Jon
where you
and
are.
whatnot.
Okay.
Yep. Something else just happened. The Lannister dad, Tywin or whatever. his
Yeah.
name is, he got God, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
which was great. Oh my god. Okay. I cried when Shay died. Even though she was a fucking bitch, I still cried for Tyrion when Shay died.
It was sad.
It was sad.
Tyrion's my favorite.
I like
character.
Shay. But yeah, Tyrion's excellent.
Love Tyrion.
Yeah. Never thought Tyrion would be my favorite character, but yep.
He's so good.
He's great. He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
Dig 'em.
Dig 'em. Yeah, but no, it gets so
We were
much
talking
better.
about cereal earlier.
Yeah.
So
Oh, great.
Do you know who Dig 'em is?
No.
he's
Think-
the frog from Smacks.
Yeah, Sugar Smacks. Yeah.
I didn't know he had a name.
He has a name.
I mean, it makes sense. They all have names.
His name is Dig 'em.
I like
Yeah.
Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear, yeah.
Ain't getting enough of that golden crisp.
So what do you like better, Golden Crisp or Sugar Smacks?
Golden Crisp.
Honestly,
Golden Crisp, yeah.
I think it was Golden Crisp, but that's because I had that more often than Smacks, and it was practically the same fucking thing.
They were the same thing, yeah. I think Golden Crisp was a little more sweet. It was a little
Well,
sweeter.
he just, he had a cool song and stuff. So I mean,
So-
he
so
was
for
the
me,
one that
all
was
about
cool.
the music.
For me, Golden Crisp absorbed the milk better,
Yeah.
and it became chewier, and Smacks just became soggy.
And sticky,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
stickier.
sticky. Yeah.
I don't like a soggy cereal. I like that's why I like Captain Crunch, man. Captain Crunch will
I've
stay
noticed
crunchy
when
for
it
a
comes
while.
to Smacks or Golden Crisp, that's one of those ones you have to eat fast, though.
Yeah.
Because if not, it will make the milk way too fucking sweet, and you
Yeah.
can't hardly eat it after
Well, I
that.
don't know,
I don't
dude.
have that problem.
I love the fucking milk after from Golden Crisp.
Yeah,
Love
I
it.
don't have that problem.
For me, it
I'm
got
a
way
blasphemous
too sweet
eater.
if I didn't eat it
Huh?
quick enough.
I eat cereal with the blasphemous way.
Explain it.
So I take a bowl, big ass bowl, pour like half a gallon of milk in it, and I take the whole box with me.
Yeah.
And I pour in. After I already have the milk in, pour in, eat the cereal, pour in, eat the cereal, pour in, eat the cereal.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay, you do that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I don't do that.
He's my new best friend again.
Yeah,
I don't do that,
that.
but I like mixing Fruity Pebbles and Tricks together
Really?
because they're like two fruity type things, and they work good.
You
I like
you
doing
mixing fruits.
I like doing that with Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks. It's good.
Yeah.
I like mixing.
You know,
Cocoa
and for
Pebbles
all the
and
damn
Fruit
commercials
together.
when we were little talking about how great Cookie Crisp was, and then you finally got it, and
Oh,
it's
dude.
not as good.
Oh god,
I
so
love
mid.
Cookie. I like
So
Cookie
mid.
Crisp.
It's okay, but it's
No.
very mid.
If
It's not
This-
mid.
this-
it's
no,
not,
no, no, this
it's
is-
not
no.
fucking mid.
It's mid.
You're fucking mid.
I agree that
Cookie
it's mid.
Crisp
Not
is-
that I'm mid.
Cookie Crisp
but-
is fucking great.
No, all I
Yuck.
know is this. When I
Yuck.
was
No.
little,
No.
they'd have all those
No.
commercials all the time.
Yeah.
They're like, cookies for breakfast? No, you can't do that. And I remember always going, I want cookies for breakfast. And I'd ask Mom, and she'd be like, no, you're not getting Cookie Crisp. We're getting Kicks or something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, fuck. And it's like, oh, shit, Mom. But no. Anyway, the point is,
Vince
I remember
Strictly
eventually having money and going like, I had to buy myself fucking Cookie Crisp finally.
Yeah.
With my money. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to eat cookies for breakfast. And I
Yeah.
got it. And I went, these are not cookies.
It was
They
just
didn't
flavorless.
taste. Well, it's very cardboardy. I'm sorry. You agreed with me.
I do agree with you.
That's why you're both sitting together.
Dude, this headset's so much better. Why do I get the cheap shit over there? Enjoy the cheap chair, bud. All right, I am the captain now.
All right. So yeah,
What did you do to this chair?
You guys can have each other.
Cheese and rice.
Fucking have each other.
Good. I
It's
love
not, I
it.
didn't say it was nasty. It's just not
You
good.
said it was mid. You're mid.
It is mid.
It's very.
Why can't I
good.
hear anything?
I know. Welcome to my life.
The vast majority of cereal that I've had is
my God.
better than Cookie Crisp.
Oh yeah, dude. Reese's Puffs.
What'd you do to it?
Reese's Puffs good.
Yeah, Reese's Puffs. The superior chocolate cereal is Cocoa Puffs.
Turn the volume up.
I don't know how to do that.
Which one is it? This one?
Yeah. Number 3. Hello. Y'all talk.
Hello.
There we go. Love it.
But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
If out of chocolate cereal,
Yeah.
Cocoa Puffs and Cocoa Puffs are better than Cocoa Krispies.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cocoa Puffs are yeah.
Well, any of the Krispies are just mediocre. That's the Krispies are for making what are they called? Little marshmallow snacks.
Rice Krispie
S'mores.
treats.
Rice Krispie treat. Thank you.
So
I was having a
I will
moment.
give it to you both that Cocoa Puffs are better than the Krispies. Hands down, for sure. We're going to move this.
You know, I don't remember if I've mentioned this before, but if when you are out like at a campfire making s'mores, if instead of just if you take a fucking Rice Krispie treat and put that on a stick and
Yeah.
toast that on a fire,
Yeah.
it is amazing.
Is it really good?
It's amazing.
Okay,
me.
I'll keep that in mind. We usually go
dog show
camping like
now.
three or four times a year.
Yeah, but do that.
Absolutely.
So I'll try
it. Yeah, 'cause you don't got to do it too much because
Yeah.
they'll start melting and trying to fall off. But I'm telling you,
yeah.
it is good.
So speaking of camping, the last time we went camping was last year at Charles Dean Wilderness, right?
Okay.
I've had like 5 Four Locos at this point.
What is Charles D. Moore?
It's a dispersed camping ground.
Okay, but okay, no, go ahead.
Do you need me to explain what a dispersed
No,
camping ground is?
I got it.
Okay, all right. So,
It's a camping ground that is dispersed.
yeah. I have no neighbors. There's no neighbors
I get it.
anywhere. It's great. The closest person was like
Dispersed.
a 5-6 minute drive. It was great. But anyways, so I'm like 5 Four Locos deep, and we're wandering around. And we were gathering firewood, right? And she was like, I wonder if we can find any animals. Because she's like 2 Four Locos deep and already hammered. And I was all like, I can find one. And I just go running forward. She catches up to me with my arm shoulder deep in a bush. And I'm like, I found a turtle. And I pull out a box turtle
To be fair,
out of a thorn bush.
When is your hand like not arm deep in a bush of some kind?
You know, bro.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, no, I just almost blackout drunk. I found
Kung
a turtle.
Fury.
We wake up in the morning and there's just a box turtle in the tent with us, just loose wandering around, and a bunch of leaves and a water bowl thrown down.
That's funny.
That's
Yep.
wonderful.
I named him Frank and I released him.
That was nice of you.
Yeah,
Box
he was like
turtles are
10
not-
seconds away from coming home.
They're not really. You shouldn't take them home, man. Like
He didn't.
didn't.
Well, that's why I'm proud of. That's why I was proud of you. I was happy.
He didn't have a deformity. If he had a deformity, he would have been mine.
Okay. It's not nearly as dispersed as that one.
I know what
But, but there is a campground that's about an hour or so north of like that Madison type area.
Yeah.
It's called Hidden Paradise.
And James was a Boy Scout
If
there,
you-
and that's
if
where
you
he
went
lost
there?
his virginity.
It's
Well,
got
I haven't been there, but we almost went there in Scouts. And
Yeah.
I was in Scouts and my virginity was intact.
well, anyway,
James
the point
was
is, I went there a few years ago,
Yeah.
and
For
yeah,
fond
the
memories.
campgrounds are not nearly as spread out or anything.
Yeah.
but
Spread.
there's a quarry there.
There's always a quarry.
And then once you do that, like the next day, you can go to the little shop, where they have all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can buy a band. It's like $1.50, I think, like a little wristband.
Yeah.
And then you can go
So-
swim in the quarry.
Yeah.
And besides that, they have a shitload of the big inflatable things on the water.
Real quick,
Yeah.
So you can jump up
Yeah,
and climb
so-
and jump off and do all kinds of Ninja Warrior stuff on the quarry.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so
You're killing me.
in summer
No,
camp
no,
they
hey,
also
hold
had
on,
that,
hold on.
and
Stop it! Let me talk.
We were talking about
welcome
stuff.
to the Rigamarole podcast with
So-
Vincent and James.
So, you were doing something, James. You did it multiple times. It's really bothering me. What could you go swim in?
What?
What could you?
A quarry.
Okay, are you saying quarry?
Yes.
Because at first it sounded like you were saying quarry.
Oh, I don't want to swim in a quarry.
I would hope not.
Quarry.
Okay, all right, we're good.
Dispersed.
I know what it means.
Hey, it's your version of Vans.
I know what it means.
Are you sure you know?
Yes, I didn't. I didn't say anything
You
about
don't
that.
have any questions.
I wanted to know what park he was talking
You
about.
have no questions?
I have no questions.
You have no queries?
I have no queries or queries.
I like cosmic queries.
Anyway, that's where I like go camping. Because I like swimming in the quarry.
So this episode again was brought to you by jkdistro.com. It was not brought to you by D's Nuts.
And if you go to jkdistro.com, you can enter in promo code Rigamarole20 to get 20% off your order.
Absolutely.
That's right. With your marijuana-esque products.
Absolutely.
Indubitably.
Indubitably.
Quarry.
Dispersed.
So, yeah.
The bees.
The bees!
Yeah.
I love it.
Great.
It's good shit.
So what all we let me see. We've talked about Thievery. We've talked about some Disney. Very briefly talked about Disney movies.
I know that was
Not
that was
really.
supposed to be the whole premise of the podcast.
Yeah, well, that was supposed to be the main thing.
and it was just
and
like,
we've talked
how
very
many
little
felonies
about
have
it.
you committed?
It's like this one time I went to Disney World. I've never been to Disney
I came
World.
back a completely different man.
I went to Orlando Studios in Florida.
Oh.
How was that?
It was pretty lit.
All right.
Proposed in front of the Hogwarts building.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going
When
to
you
do
guys-
that, but you ended up
Yeah.
having to propose.
Yeah,
at
it
the-
was a fake proposal.
Yeah, I
to,
thought you
like,
had.
to
I
get
thought
the
you had. To, I
pictures,
thought
but
you.
yeah.
I thought you had to propose at the mechanic shop.
Yeah, at Michael Tires.
Yeah. I was gonna say we were doing the wrestling thing, the big event, and Vince was supposed to be there for the very first time. Very first time he was gonna be in a ring, and he was like, "All right, so I'm going to Florida. I'm proposing to my woman,
I will be back.
and I'll be back. I will be there." And he would have been. He fucking drove to Florida,
We've already went through this.
Like 4 times.
and instead of flown to Florida, you should have flown.
It's expensive to fly.
How expensive did it end up being travel wise?
I don't want to talk
He
about
was
it.
dispersed from the airplane.
And when he was being dispersed from the plane, he just said, "Can I ask why? I have a few queries."
He was dispersed from the wrestling show.
It was. We had to fucking. Dude, if you could have been in that first one, oh my god! If he could have been a part of the first one,
The energy was great.
the energy was better. I was doing better, like physically.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
so
hated the last show. I hated every single matchup I had, except for my moments that I had with you two.
Yeah.
I hated my partner that I had that night. I hate.
Well,
it just felt like there was no chemistry.
Keenan does great most of the time, but yeah, that whole match didn't go as planned. There were some okay things during it, but
Yeah.
it just
And like I felt like I was working the crowd great with my first 2 matches.
I thought I was working him okay on the mic at the beginning.
Yep.
Except for fucking Talon. Fuck you,
I
Talon.
gotta say, man, there's something satisfying about having a microphone in a ring, crowd going boo.
Yeah,
and
hey, wait a
fucking-
minute. Flip it over to me real
They
quick.
just
Come on,
fucking-
Terry. Fuck you, Talon.
That's funny. But there's something about holding a microphone in a ring, in a wrestling ring, and like looking at the crowd and telling them to shut up.
No, go back again.
Something fucking amazing.
Go back to me
about it.
again. Fuck you, Talon. No, but seriously. This
Fuck
is
you,
the-
Talon.
Yes, but no, Talon. This is the thing. If you're gonna be part of the crowd and you know that I'm the bad guy and I'm gonna start running my mouth to you, you're supposed to like. You might be able to say one thing back, but then when I start like threatening you and stuff, you're supposed to cower and be like, "Oh no, don't do this." You don't keep running your mouth and make me look bad. Fuck you, Talon.
Should have just hit him.
I should
He's
have.
not
I
a
would've
wrest-
hit him.
He's not a wrestling fan.
Doesn't matter.
And even like wrestling fans fucking like go back and forth with like the bad guy.
Yeah,
and
but he
stuff.
did it too much.
Yeah, the bees.
He did it too much.
The bees. Yeah, oh fuck. I will help you, buddy.
Should have
Like
dispersed Talon
fucking
from that
Ta-
wrestling show.
Talon watches these, and he's gonna be very upset with what you do.
No, he's gonna.
No, I love
So-
Talon.
Talon loves getting.
I'm
shit
gonna
talked.
make you feel better, buddy. Fuck you, Talon.
You know what? Actually, yeah. Fuck you, Talon.
Oh shit!
You know why? Because you changed your mind once. I'm not gonna go into details. You changed your mind once, then you said never mind, okay, and then you changed your fucking mind again today. Fuck you, Talon.
So he was gonna be here.
He was gonna be here.
Is
It was
Talon
gonna
not
be a
gonna be here?
surprise. It was gonna be a surprise.
Fuck you, Talon.
Is Talon not going
Is
to
he
be
helping
here?
somebody move today?
No. He's going to the rec bar.
Is that Vince's phone?
Yeah.
Why are you on my phone?
Because mine's right there.
He's going to call Talon.
Oh, this mother. Oh.
All right, don't look at anything.
I won't. Ooh, what's that? No.
Hey!
I'm joking. All right.
You ever been drop kicked in this room?
In this room, no.
He is.
What's great is he's probably gonna answer because it's me.
I hear it beeping.
I have dog water signal in here. Okay.
Yo,
Hey.
I walked the Hi.
Hi, Talon.
Hello.
So I remember having a conversation with you about a week ago. I was like, so are you coming to game night? And you're like, I probably won't be. You said, I probably won't be coming to game night, Dolph, because I got to help somebody move. And I'm like, if you don't have to help them move, are you coming? You said, absolutely. And apparently you even told Vince that you were coming. But before you told Vince you were coming, you told me you were coming. And when someone tells me they're coming, I fucking pay attention.
He lays
I
back with
pay
his
it.
mouth open.
I told you. I'm so sorry.
You son of a bitch! I have 2 words. I have 3 words for you, sir.
Yes,
Fuck you, Talon.
that's a fair. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Cause I forgot I told you. Cause Vince was like, "Hey, don't tell Dolph. I want it to be a surprise." And I was like, "Okay." And so I didn't mention it.
How dare you?
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I'll forgive you one day. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. But not today.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was wrong. It's today. But fuck you, Talon.
Now hang up on him.
No,
Well, next time we meet up, would you like
now,
me to bring
right
you
now.
anything?
He's trying to buy your forgiveness.
He has to think about it. Nos. Lots of nos.
right. The bees.
He's going to see that on the podcast.
Yeah, I know.
It's great.
Fuck you, Talon. That's so shitty.
It's funny.
You know what? To be fair, like he rarely.
Really?
I was gonna say really.
I have a query about your word you just said.
All right, so in my mind, I was gonna say he really never gets out of the house often, and then
He gets out of the house every
and
weekend.
then my brain automatically wanted to change it to he rarely gets out of the house, and then it just smushed them together.
He gets
Right.
out of the house every weekend.
Does he?
Yes.
Fuck you, Talon.
He's always busy.
All right, yeah, fuck you, Talon. We had plans, bro, but that's okay. It's all right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
bees.
The bees.
bees.
Yeah, the fucking bees.
The bees are
Not
dispersed.
the bees!
Not the bees.
They're getting in my eyes!
I swallowed a bee. I don't think he said that.
No, I don't
He
think
should
so.
have said that.
I think after the getting in the eyes, I think the next thing he said was... They might have gotten to his mouth then, I guess.
Yeah.
He had like a bee beard.
Yeah, I know. All right, well, this was a good episode.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
So, is that it?
I think that's it. So, thank you guys for watching another episode of Rigamarole Podcast with...
With me! James, that's right.
And me. I'm Dolph.
And me!
A special guest.
Uh-huh, and like we always say,
Be a
fuck
Nazi.
you, Talon.
And don't be a Nazi.
Oh,
Oh wait, it's don't be a Nazi. I thought it was be a Nazi.
no, it's don't be a
Oh
Nazi.
shit! I fucked it up again.
Yeah, you dead.
And fuck you, Talon.
Fuck you, Talon.